This summer, Costco is offering incredible deals on a wide range of products. The best item to buy on today's list isn't the one with the biggest discount, but the one you'd least expect. You'd be awesome if you liked this video. 1. Woozu Globe 5-Speed Sonic Wave Fan. This fan, which looks like a miniature globe, has gone viral on TikTok for several consecutive summers, and it's easy to see why. Instead of blowing in just one direction like a traditional fan, it features 3D oscillation, moving up, down, left, and right simultaneously, to push cold air from the AC further, rather than letting it settle near the unit. The airflow reaches up to 82 feet, yet the motor runs so quietly that you can place it by your bed overnight without any discomfort. Originally $39.99, it's down to $29.99 this week. A $10 savings just as electricity bills become the last thing anyone wants to look at during a record-breaking heat wave. 2. Traeger Silverton 620 Wood Pellet Grill. If you don't have a wood pellet grill this month, you are missing out on the entire backyard party season. The Traeger Silverton 620 is down from $799.99 to $699.99 this week, just in time for everyone's July 4th Independence Day party plans. Wi-Fi technology allows you to monitor and adjust temperatures remotely via your phone, meaning you can sit inside in the cool air, entertaining guests while your ribs smoke slowly inside the grill without needing to babysit it. Grill, smoke, or bake pizza right in your backyard with a single unit. The $100 savings this week is the reason not to wait any longer. 3. Samsonite Tech 2-Piece Hard-Side Luggage Set. Summer is the busiest time of year at airports, and this is not the time to experiment with cheap suitcases. The Samsonite Tech 2-Pack is down from $199.99 to $159.99, saving you $40 on a set of suitcases with a durable polycarbonate shell that's been tested for years of airport wear and tear, and 360-degree wheels that glide smoothly down long aisles without wrist strain. The carry-on suitcases have built-in USB charging ports on the outside, so you can plug in your phone while waiting for a connecting flight without rummaging through your luggage. It covers both carry-on and checked bags in one purchase. Costco has a deal on a product with 6 functions in one machine and a smart meat thermometer that auto-shuts off at the perfect doneness. Let's go take a look. 4. Ninja Foodi Smart XL 6-in-1 Indoor Grill and Air Fryer. No one wants to stand outside watching a charcoal grill on a 95-degree Fahrenheit day. The Ninja Foodi Smart XL is down from $189.99 to $149.99, saving you $40 on a smokeless, splatter-free indoor grill. The best part isn't the 6 functions, but the included smart temperature probe. Simply insert it into the meat, select your desired doneness on the screen, and the grill will automatically shut off at the right moment. No need to stand there watching or guess. For those living in apartments where charcoal grilling on balconies is prohibited, this is the perfect way to enjoy a perfectly cooked steak right in your kitchen without your neighbors knowing. 5. Tide Pods Liquid Laundry Detergent Packs. There are things you buy in bulk at Costco without a second thought, and Tide Pods are on that list. The 156-count tub is down from $34.99 to $28.49, a $6.50 savings for a size exclusive to Costco, as no regular supermarket sells a tub this large. Each pod handles 3 tasks at once in a single load without the need for measuring or adding other products. In the summer, the amount of laundry doubles due to sweat and outdoor activities. This 156-count tub is enough to ensure you won't have to think about buying more detergent for months while still saving a significant amount compared to constantly buying smaller packs. 6. Liquid IV Hydration Multiplier. Plain water quenches thirst, but it doesn't replenish the minerals lost from working or being active in the summer sun. Liquidifier is now down from $29.99 to $23.99, saving you $6 for 30 packets. Each packet dissolved in a glass of water. The proprietary CTT technology delivers water and electrolytes into the bloodstream 2 to 3 times faster than regular water thanks to a sodium and glucose ratio that activates the body's natural absorption mechanism, along with vitamins B and C. Put a packet in your bag before mowing the lawn or going for a morning walk, or have your child take it with them when swimming in the summer. It's the fastest way to rehydrate without drinking anything full of neon colors. 7. Waterloo Sparkling Water Variety Pack. Quitting sugary sodas is much easier when there's a delicious alternative. Waterloo. Sparkling water is now down from $9.99 to $7.49, saving you $2.50 for a 24-can pack of natural peach, strawberry, and lemon flavors. Completely 0 calories, 0 sugar, and 0 sodium. When this pack goes on sale, many people buy 2 or 3 cases at a time because it's their daily soda replacement, not just an occasional drink. Stock up your fridge before guests arrive or a week before the hot weather, and $7.49 for 24 cans is a price you won't find at Target or Whole Foods with the same quality and clean ingredients. The next item is something moms toss into their kids' summer camp backpacks without needing to read the label twice. 8. Skinny Pop popcorn, office snacks, kids' summer camp backpacks, or movie night snacks. Skinny Pop is a perfect fit for any situation, with no excuses about its ingredients. Now down from $16.99 to $12.99, saving you $4 for 28 individual packets, each containing only corn kernels, sunflower oil, and sea salt. 100 calories per packet, non-GMO and gluten-free. The ingredient list is so short you can read it in 3 seconds without needing to Google anything. The small, pre-portioned packets make a real difference compared to buying a large bag and packing it straight into your backpack without needing zip bags or weighing anything. 9. Dyson V15 Detect Total Clean Extra Cordless Vacuum. Dyson's over $100 discounts at Costco aren't weekly occurrences, and $130 is a significant drop worth considering. The V15 Detect is down from $649.99 to $519.99, featuring a blue laser that illuminates the floor at an angle, revealing dust particles invisible to the naked eye, something that changes many people's perception of carpets after their first use. The piezo sensor automatically increases suction power when encountering thick carpets without any further adjustment. Pet dander and pollen are constantly entering the house in the summer, and one pass handles both. 10. LG 65-inch Class OLED-B4 Series 4 QHD TV. The 65-inch OLED B4 is down from $1,499.99 to $1,299.99, a $200 savings, making it the most notable tech deal this week. But there's one thing I want to say bluntly before you decide. With self-lit pixels for absolute contrast and a smooth 120 Hz refresh rate, this is the right TV for dark rooms or rooms with controlled lighting. If your living room has many large windows with direct sunlight during the day, Mini LED handles that environment better. Knowing that beforehand ensures you buy exactly what you need. 11. H2O Waterfall Waves Mega Inflatable Water Park. iPads and TikTok are winning the battle to keep kids indoors this summer, unless you bring something more impressive out into the yard. H2O Waterfall. Waves is down from $349.99 to $279.99, saving you $70 on a giant inflatable water park that includes slides, water guns, and automatic water buckets right in your backyard. The included pump inflates everything in 2 minutes, meaning you won't waste a whole morning getting ready before the kids get impatient. This is the kind of thing that keeps kids out in the sun all day without any persuasion. A burnt yellow summer lawn can easily lead to fines. You and I shouldn't spend thousands of dollars hiring a pro. Costco is heavily discounting this 3-in-1 solution. Check it out before you miss it. 12. Scott's Turf Builder Southern Triple Action. A front lawn under the 95-degree Fahrenheit summer sun is the most vulnerable thing to die off an attack if not treated properly at the right time. Scott's Southern Triple Action is down from $32.99 to $26.99, covering 4,000 square feet. With a formula that handles 3 problems in one application instead of buying 3 separate products, it fertilizes for a deep green, kills dollarweed and clover, and prevents chinch bugs and armyworms that destroy roots from underneath where the eye can't see. One application during this season saves you many afternoons of running out to the yard to treat each issue individually. 13. Ring Outdoor Stick-Up Cam Battery. Summer is the season when homes are most often left empty due to extended family trips, and it's also when burglary activity is higher. The Ring Stick-Up 3-camera battery-powered system, priced at $199.99, requires no drilling or complicated wiring, making it easy to install anywhere from the back door and porch to the baby's room. It boasts 1080p HD resolution, 2-way audio, and real-time alerts that push notifications directly to your phone wherever you are. The Amazon Alexa ecosystem seamlessly integrates with other smart home devices, and its 4.5 over 5-star rating with thousands of reviews at Costco is undeniable. 14. Ring Outdoor Wired Floodlight Cam Plus. Standard outdoor motion lights turn on when there's movement, but they don't record and they don't alert you. The Ring Floodlight Cam Plus is down from $199.99 to $159.99, a $40 savings, completely replacing that role by combining two 2,000 lumen LED floodlights with color night vision recording and a 100 to 5 decibel siren in a single device. The bright light and siren together are enough to deter anyone before they can get any closer. It's no coincidence that it's selling out at Texas and California warehouses this week. 15. Eufy Security SoloCam S340 Outdoor Camera. Ring and Nest don't advertise one thing loudly: cloud storage fees of $30 to $100 per year that add up. The Eufy SoloCam S340 is down from $149.99 to $119.99, saving $30. And its business model is completely different. A one-time purchase, storing directly on internal memory without monthly cloud fees. The included solar panel keeps the camera running year-round without needing to be removed for charging. And the dual 3K and 2K lenses offer 360-degree panning with AI tracking that automatically follows movement. A one-time purchase. Don't buy a sink at Home Depot. You and I just found a deal on extra-thick NSF-certified steel sinks at Costco. Cheaper, and with a pull-out faucet. Check it out now. 16. Trinity Stainless Steel Utility Sink. Kitchen sinks are off-limits for certain tasks, and anyone with pets or a garage knows exactly what they're missing. The Trinity Utility Sink is on sale for just $269.99, featuring NSF-certified 16-gauge steel and a pull-out spout for reaching hard-to-access corners. Costco is selling it $50 to $70 cheaper than both Home Depot and Lowe's, a significant enough price difference to warrant further comparison. 17. Easy On Gutter Guard. Climbing onto the roof every fall to remove rotting leaves from the gutters is something no one at this age should continue doing, if there's a way to avoid it. The Easy On Gutter Guard is now down from $69.99 to $54.99, a saving of $15. Is made of an aluminum frame combined with a 304 stainless steel micro mesh that installs directly onto existing gutters, blocking leaves and debris while allowing rainwater to flow through smoothly. Clogged gutters causing leaks into the ceiling are the most expensive repair that the $54.99 prevents. 18. Brita 10-cup water filter pitcher. Tap water is treated with chlorine and contains heavy metals like mercury, copper, and zinc, depending on the area. Things you can't see or smell but are still there. The Brita 10-cup is at $33.99 and comes with 2 activated carbon filters that last 4 to 6 months. It filters out all those contaminants while an integrated LED light counts the days and alerts you when it's time to change the filter so you don't have to remember. The slim design fits right in the refrigerator door, so you always have cold, clean water ready without buying bulky plastic bottled water every week, which is more expensive and creates more plastic waste in the long run. 19. Brighton LED Garage Panel Light. Dark garages are a breeding ground for accidents and unfinished work due to poor visibility. The Brighton LED, priced at $29.99 for a set of 2 with a total of 8,000 lumens, features foldable and swivel arms for precise, shadowless illumination. A key difference from replacing a regular bulb is the standard E26 socket, which screws directly into an existing socket in 30 seconds without the need for an electrician or additional wiring. 8,000 lumens is enough to see everything from tiny screws to cracks in the concrete floor. And this is why it appears in so many million-view garage renovation videos on YouTube. Next is a product that can turn the tangled mess of cords on your garage floor into an organized hanging system on the wall. 20. Rapid Storage Straps Heavy-Duty Assortment. The mess of extension cords, garden hoses, and cables tangled on the garage floor is something people look at and then walk past because they don't know where to start. Rapid storage straps are $15.99 for a 24-piece multi-size assortment made from weather-resistant nylon with industrial Velcro and a sturdy steel grommet for wall mounting. Bundle each coil of cord and hang them on the wall by group. And that chaos turns into an organized system where you can actually find what you need in 10 seconds. Buying these individually at the same quality on the market costs nearly double. And this 24-piece variety pack is only available at Costco at this price. 21. Contact Brand Premium Shelf and Drawer Liner. A 30-foot roll of shelf liners is down from $19.99 to $15.99, saving you $4. And with people tending to do mid-year cleaning, this item is selling faster than usual this week. The waterproof textured plastic prevents items from slipping, and most importantly, it's non-adhesive, so it removes without leaving any residue or glue marks on your cabinets. Cut it to any size with scissors. Line your kitchen cabinets, closets, or toolboxes. And when dirty, simply lift it out and wipe it clean. No need to replace the entire shelf. 22. Nexus Color. Assure shampoo and conditioner set. How fast dyed hair fades depends more on the shampoo than the quality of the dye at the salon. Nexus Color. Assure is $29.99 for a 2-bottle set of 32 ounces each. Salon grade with protein fusion, combining elastin and sulfate-free quinoa to keep hair color vibrant for up to 40 washes before needing a touch-up. At Ulta or Sephora, a single smaller bottle of this same line is already $15 to $20. So $29.99 for 2 massive 32-ounce bottles at Costco is the reason people with dyed hair head straight to the beauty section before going anywhere else in the warehouse. 23. Cetaphil Moisturizing Lotion. Dermatologists recommend Cetaphil more than any other skincare brand, and the reason isn't complicated. The moisturizing lotion is $19.99 for 2 20-ounce bottles. The hypoallergenic formula is fragrance-free and paraben-free with vitamins E, B3, and B5. It absorbs quickly without feeling greasy and provides 48-hour continuous hydration. Sitting in AC all day in the summer is a cause of dry, rough skin that few people consider. And its safety for even the most sensitive skin in children is why one bottle serves the whole family without needing to buy multiple different products. Many people are loyal to this next product for the simple reason that it never causes irritation. 24. Cetaphil Gentle Skin Cleanser. There are some skincare products that, once you find the right one, you never want to try anything else. And Cetaphil Gentle Cleanser is one of them, with millions of loyal users. At $19.99 for 2 20-ounce bottles, its micellar technology cleanses dirt and sunscreen without disrupting the skin's natural moisture barrier, doesn't create a soapy lather, and doesn't sting the eyes, even around the eye area. It can also be used dry without water when traveling or when you're too tired, and it's a dermatologist's first recommendation for those with acne or sensitive, easily irritated skin. 25. Cetaphil Moisturizing Cream. Regular moisturizing lotion is sufficient for normal skin, but not enough for chronically dry areas like elbows, knees, or heels, or for those with eczema. The Cetaphil Moisturizing Cream Combo, 20 ounces plus 16 ounces, is available for $19.99. Its significantly more concentrated formula, with aloe vera and prebiotics, helps balance the skin's microbiome and restores even severely peeling skin in just a few days of consistent use. This size-disparate combo is a Costco exclusive, not available at Walmart or CVS. 26. Banana Boat Ultra Sport. Sunscreen Lotion SPF 50. Skin cancer is the most common type of cancer, and properly applied SPF 50 is the most effective preventative measure. Banana Boat Ultra Sport is currently down from $15.99 to $12.49 for 2 10-ounce bottles, saving $3.50. Its coral-friendly, oxybenzone-free formula offers superior water and sweat resistance for 80 minutes without stinging eyes even during heavy sweating. It's currently prominently displayed in the main aisle of Costco and is selling out quickly, as it's peak swimming and outdoor season. There is one type of staple that buying in bulk at Costco is a decision that is never wrong for. 27. Nestle Carnation Evaporated Milk. Evaporated milk differs from sweetened condensed milk in one key way. It's naturally creamy without the harsh sweetness, so stirring it into morning coffee, cooking soup for thickness, or making pumpkin pie and flan yields a more authentic result than using regular fresh milk. Carnation evaporated milk is $16.99 for a 12-can pack, a savings of about 30% compared to buying individual cans at Walmart or Target. Its long shelf life and ease of storage in the pantry mean buying a large pack at once is never a bad decision. 28. Dots Homestyle Pretzels. Not all pretzels are created equal, and Dots is the clearest proof of that. The 35-ounce bag is a great deal at $9.99, featuring an exclusive garlic, butter, and onion spice blend not found in any other pretzel brand on the market. Crispy and flavorful, with a rich, savory taste that's unlike regular popcorn or crackers, The reason snack lovers call it the king of pretzels isn't marketing. Anyone who tries it once will understand why. A word of warning. The 35-ounce bag looks big, but with the right movie and the right company, it won't last long before it's empty. 29. Angie's Boom Chicka Pop Sweet and Salty Kettle Corn. Movie theater popcorn full of artificial butter and chemicals is something you eat and then don't want to read the ingredients for. Boom Chicka Pop is the exact opposite. It's $5.99 for a 14-ounce bag as big as a pillow with only 3 things: whole grain, organic popcorn, cane sugar, and sea salt. 140 calories for 2 large cups, non-GMO, and gluten-free. The kernels are large and evenly popped, with the light sweetness of cane sugar balanced by a touch of salt that traditional kettle corn should have. The reason moms choose this for their kids is that you can read the ingredient list in 3 seconds without seeing anything you need to Google. 30. Heavenly Hunks Organic Oatmeal. Dark chocolate. Heavenly Hunks are at a very good price of $9.99 for 22 ounces and are currently a TikTok sensation because these plump oatmeal chocolate chunks look delicious in a way few snacks do. Organic oats, real dark chocolate, and completely vegan. Enough to toss in a work bag or eat before a gym session. But one thing needs to be said bluntly. 7 grams of sugar per hunk is a number to watch if you are strictly monitoring blood sugar, because organic does not mean low sugar. Know that, then decide for yourself. Here is your and my childhood favorite: a giant double box of nearly 4 pounds at Costco for a shockingly low price. 31. Kellogg's Frosted Flakes cereal. Frosted Flakes is a cereal that evokes childhood memories for many. And the giant 4-pound double pack at Costco is priced at $8.99, a price you'd never reach if you bought smaller packs at a regular market. Pour it into a bowl, add some cold milk, and you have a quick and easy breakfast for a busy day, providing 8 essential vitamins and minerals. For families with young children, it's a lifesaver on mornings when no one has time to cook anything else. 31 deals. One single rule. Knowing why something is cheap is more important than knowing how cheap it is. Next week, Costco reshuffles this entire list, and today's prices will be gone. If you see something that fits, this is the week to head to the warehouse. The average Costco member spends $1,700 a year here, but research shows that 40% of that is spent on items they don't need. This video is a list of things truly worth your money this month, not just a pretty list to watch for fun. You'd be awesome if you liked this video. 1. Members Mark / Costco Exclusive Island Float. This Members Mark Island Float appeared right in the main aisle, and I stood and looked at it for a while before moving on. It features heavy-duty PVC vinyl, a removable UV-resistant canopy, 6 recessed cup holders, and a mesh footwell in the center. Multiple independent air chambers mean that if one chamber deflates, the rest stays afloat. It's discounted by $40 down to $129.99. If you frequently go to the lake or the beach, renting water toys at Lake Tahoe or Miami already costs $50 to $80 per hour. 2. Igloo Max Cold Latitude 90-quart Cooler. 90 quarts holds 137 soda cans, has large all-terrain wheels, and has a metal pull handle that can be pulled over sand or gravel without bending down to lift it. HDPE plastic shell, stainless steel axles, max cold insulation. This isn't the kind of bin you buy once and throw away. Reduced by $15 to $49.99, while Yeti bins of the same size sell for between $300 and $400. Keeps ice for 5 days, meaning from Thursday's departure to Sunday's return, your meat and fish will stay fresh without needing to stop at a gas station for ice along the way. The next one requires no power cords, doesn't cost a cent in electricity, and automatically turns off after 8 hours at night. But the real surprise is the price. 3. Westinghouse Solar Pathway Lights. This set of 8 Westinghouse solar lights features stainless steel casings and diamond-patterned glass lenses that create a diffused light effect on the ground, rather than a straight beam like cheap flashlights. Each bulb is 20 lumens, whereas typical solar lights only have 5 to 10 lumens, making them look almost useless. The rechargeable NIMH batteries can be replaced after a few years instead of discarding the entire light. Reduced by $10 to $29.99 for the set, less than $3.80 per light for the metal and glass versions compared to $5 to $7 for the plastic ones sold elsewhere. Solar-powered, so electricity costs won't increase by a cent. 4. LG 65-inch class OLED C6 series. 4K UHD OLED TV. The LG C-Series OLED is something I track every time it appears at Costco because the price here is always lower than Best Buy. This time, it's $300 off at $1,299.99. But what made me stop was the free 3-year Allstate warranty bundle included. On the market, this plan is worth over $120 if purchased separately, so the total actual savings is nearly $420. It features an OLED Evo panel, the Alpha 9 Gen 9 AI processor, a native 120Hz refresh rate, and 4 full-bandwidth HDMI 2.1 ports. For those using a PS5 or Xbox Series X, the HDMI 2.1 port is the deciding factor in whether you can run 4K at 120 frames per second, as cheaper TVs usually only have HDMI 2.0 and bottleneck there. 5. Countertop Ice Maker. This machine produces its first batch of ice in 6 to 9 minutes and can produce up to 26 pounds of ice every 24 hours. No plumbing or technician is required. Just place it on the kitchen counter, pour in water, and press the button. It's $25 off at $74.99. Bagged ice at gas stations is currently $4 to $5 a bag, not to mention that the water source isn't always clear. Using it continuously for about 2 summer months pays for itself. After that, every batch of ice comes from your own filtered home water. The LED panel alerts you when the tray is full or out of water, and the R600A compressor runs quite quietly compared to many models in the same segment. 6. Winix 5500-2 Smart Air Purifier. The Winix 5500-2 filters air in 3 stages. The pre-filter captures large dust and pet hair, activated carbon neutralizes odors and smoke, and the HEPA filter removes 99.97% of fine particles down to 0.3 microns. Plasma Wave adds a layer to kill viruses and bacteria without producing ozone. It's $30 off at $99.99, and Costco includes an extra set of replacement filters in the box, which would cost about $50 if bought separately. Sleep mode runs at 27.8 decibels, quieter than a normal whisper, so you can put it in the bedroom all night without hearing a thing. Next is a product tied to beach culture for decades, and this month, Costco is selling it at the lowest price I've ever seen. 7. Sunbum SPF 50 Spray. A 3-pack of Sunbum Fine Mist Spray is $7 off at $19.99, which comes out to $6.60 per bottle, while buying them individually at CVS or Walgreens usually costs $16 to $18. A point many people overlook is the reef-friendly formula, meaning it is permitted on national beaches because some sunscreens containing oxybenzone or octinoxate are completely banned in many protected beach areas. It's vegan, 80-minute water and sweat-resistant, leaves no white cast, and has added vitamin E. 8. Shift Move Free Advanced. A 200-count bottle lasts over 3 months for $23.99, which is less than 25 cents a day. 1,500 milligrams of glucosamine rebuilds cartilage. 200 milligrams of chondroitin lubricates joint cushions. Hyaluronic acid replenishes joint fluid, and Uniflex from plant minerals protects joint tissue from oxidation. What those buying for their parents appreciate most is that the pills are smaller than standard joint supplements, making them easier for seniors to swallow without needing to cut them in half. This is the best time of year to stock up if you often buy these to send to relatives. 9. Liquid IV Hydration Multiplier. Mix 1 packet with 16 ounces of filtered water. CTT technology uses a ratio of sodium, potassium, and sugar to deliver water into the bloodstream 2 to 3 times faster than drinking regular water. Reduced by $8 to $21.99 for 30 packets or 73 cents per packet. Gatorade at gas stations is currently $2.50 to $3 a bottle, but with significantly higher levels of artificial sweeteners. No preservatives, non-GMO, 100% vitamin C per packet. No refrigeration needed, making it easy to take on flights, camping, or out in the sun. 10. Popcorners Sweet and Salty Kettle Corn. A 20-ounce bag is only $4.49 after a $2.50 discount, while a smaller 5-ounce bag of the same brand at convenience stores is already $3.99. The sweet and salty flavor combines cane sugar with sea salt, like movie theater popcorn but crispier and not deep-fried. Gluten-free, trans-fat-free, and 50% lower in calories than regular chips. This is a rare snack that parents can buy without having to hide it from their children. Whenever this deal goes on, people usually stock up on 3 or 4 bags because they know this price isn't always available. Consumer Reports recently ranked this product higher than Tide and stain removal tests, and the price is nearly $15 cheaper for the same amount of product. 11. Kirkland Signature Ultra Clean. Laundry pods aren't the most exciting item on this list, but Consumer Reports ranks Kirkland higher than many well-known brands for stain removal, and the same quantity of Tide pods is running from $32 to $35. Reduced by $4 to $19.99 for 152 pods, that's less than 13 cents per wash. The film dissolves in both cold and hot water, so no worries about clogging your front-loading washing machine. Grab them now because this price doesn't come around every month. 12. Bounty Advanced Paper Towels. Bounty Advanced is $5.50 off this month, and this 12-roll pack of huge rolls is actually equivalent to 26 regular rolls at the market, so $19.99 reflects true value. The Select A-size design for tearing small pieces sounds minor, but after years of use, I find I waste significantly less paper. Buy more than one pack if you have the storage space. 13. Lysol Disinfecting Wipes. With 380 wipes for $11.99, that's 3 cents per wipe. There's no better way to start this. Lysol kills 99.9% of bacteria in 4 minutes of contact, and its chlorine-free formula is safe for painted wood, granite, and plastic without leaving white streaks. Kids are home all summer, their hands constantly touching the refrigerator, TV remote, and doorknobs, and if you're anything like me, the feeling of wiping those things down every day is real. This 4-pack will last for weeks. 14. Fight Electric Smart LED Bulbs. The price is $4.20 for a voice-controlled color-changing smart bulb. I have to keep repeating that number because Philips Hue does the same thing but charges $40 to $50 per bulb and forces you to buy an $80 control hub to use them. Feet connects directly to your home Wi-Fi. Just screw it into the old light socket and you're done. The automatic timer feature is what I use every time I'm away from home because it makes it look like someone is inside. It has a lifespan of over 10 years if turned on for 6 hours a day. The next item has a feature that most cheaper machines lack, and it's the very thing that determines if the pump lives for 3 years or dies after 1 summer. 15. Greenworks 2,000 pounds per square inch pressure washer. A car wash at a shop costs $20 to $30 each time. Washing it yourself at home about 6 times pays for this machine, and everything after that is free. It comes with a 25-foot hose, an integrated foam cannon, a metal spray gun, and 4 quick connect nozzles. The total stop system, which automatically shuts off the pump when you release the trigger, is what determines if the pump lasts multiple summers or fails early, and many cheaper machines lack that feature. The 3-year replacement warranty at Costco is rare in this segment. 16. TP-Link Deco Wi-Fi 7 Mesh Wi-Fi. My first question is, are you paying $10 to $15 a month to rent a router from your internet provider? That's $240 over 2 years for something you'll never own. The manufacturer's $80 coupon, valid both in-store and online, covers 7,600 square feet and connects 200 devices simultaneously. If your house is under 2,500 square feet and single-story, this is overkill. But if you have multiple floors, a basement, a large yard, and dead zones for Wi-Fi, then it's time to ditch renting that router. 17. Bose Quiet Comfort Headphones. I included this even though it wasn't on sale, and I'd be upfront that $119.99 wasn't the right price. Waiting for the $100 instant savings sale would be a completely different story. Bose's ANC is still the benchmark other brands are trying to catch up to, most evident on a 10-hour flight where engine noise disappears almost entirely. 24-hour battery life, soft ear cushions that won't hurt even after a full workday. Keep this in mind and decide when Costco runs it at $119.99. 18. Dyson Ball Animal 3 Plus. Dyson's $100 discount doesn't happen often, and this is the Costco exclusive version, which includes extra accessories but costs $50 to $70 less than the version sold at Best Buy or Target. The self-detangling head removes hair and pet fur that wraps around the roller, saving you about 20 minutes of trimming with scissors every few weeks. And if you have dogs or cats, you know exactly what I'm talking about. The ball-shaped base rotates smoothly around table legs and corners without needing to lift the machine. Buy it now at this price. The next one relates to a habit that most people do wrong every day without knowing it. 19. Oral-B Complete Clean. The 2-handle starter set is $20 off. The box includes 3 brush heads, 2 charging bases, and 2 travel cases, cheaper than buying single units at Target while getting more. The pressure sensor that flashes a red light when you brush too hard sounds like a small feature, but the first time I used it, I realized I had been brushing harder than necessary for years without knowing. Dentists often say hard brushing wears down enamel rather than cleaning better, and that sensor actually stops you. One charge lasts over 2 weeks, so the included travel cases actually have a purpose. 20. Ninja Dual Brew. I often hear people say they ditched both their Keurig and their old drip machine after buying this, and that statement reflects exactly why it's on this list. The dual brew system allows you to use a K-cup pod on one side and brew ground coffee into a 14-cup glass carafe on the other using the same machine, taking up exactly 1 spot on the counter. On busy mornings, pop in a pod and press a button for a cup in 2 minutes. On weekends with guests, brew a full carafe with no extra steps. This $30 discount is short-term, so it's not the time to hesitate. 21. Cuisinart 12-cup die-cast food processor. The die-cast metal body is significantly heavier than typical plastic models, which is evident when the machine runs at high speeds without vibrating or jumping on the counter. It has a 1,000-watt motor, 2 included bowl sizes, and a 10-year motor warranty. Cuisinart is a kitchen brand that many people buy once and pass down to their children, and this 1,000-watt version belongs to the semi-professional segment. If you are kneading dough, grinding meat, or slicing large quantities of vegetables, this is the machine to end your search. 22. Ring Floodlight Cam plus Stick-Up Cam. This combo includes a hardwired floodlight camera for the garage and a battery-powered camera for the back porch, covering the 2 weakest points of most homes. Porch pirates, the theft of packages from doorsteps, spike every summer as online shopping increases. Since Ring is an Amazon brand, the app and ecosystem are stable, featuring two-way talk and a remote siren via your phone. Buying the combo here is nearly $50 cheaper than buying them separately on Amazon. Moving to something much lighter, the next item is something everyone who tries it at Costco tosses into their cart, and I completely understand why once you see its weight capacity. 23. Tommy Bahama Jumbo Padded Chair. A steel frame that holds 500 pounds with thick padding throughout the back and seat, plus a cup holder and a storage pouch on the side. I've never seen anyone try this at Costco without putting it in their cart, and knowing it has a 500-pound capacity makes it clear why many people buy them for the whole family. It's $12 off, down to $49.99 this month, and is a featured item on the cover of the Costco Savings Guide for the upcoming July 4th season. 24. Scrub Daddy BQ Daddy Steam. Cleaning grill brush. Scrub Daddy started on Shark Tank and became $1 million brand. This BBQ Daddy version on Amazon usually sells for double the $20.99 price here. The brush head does not use metal bristles. Instead, it integrates a stainless steel scraper and steam cleaning material to remove charred residue because regular wire brushes shed bristles into food, a real health risk that many haven't considered. If you are using an old wire brush at home, this is a practical reason to replace it. 25. 3M Command Strips and Hooks. 3M adhesive tape withstands vertical tensile forces up to 16 pounds, and removal is easy. Simply stretch the tape vertically without damaging the paint. That stretching step is what people often do wrong, pulling horizontally instead of vertically, resulting in paint peeling off. This is an essential item for renters and dorm students, as it allows for hanging items freely without fear of losing security deposits. It's available year-round at Costco, in larger and cheaper packages than Target. 26. Kingsford Utility Lighters. At $1 per Kingsford brand long-reach lighter, these feature a child safety lock. A 5-pack is $2 off at $4.99, and this is a grab-it-on-the-way-to-checkout item that requires little thought. Many people usually buy 2 or 3 sets to store because summer is long, and lighters run out faster than you think when grilling BBQ constantly. Kingsford is a name tied to grill culture for decades, so no further brand research is needed. There is one thing that helps you avoid breaking your back pulling weeds in the summer sun, and it works by blocking weed seeds underground before they even grow. 27. Weed Preventer Bag. A 22-pound bag covers up to 3,500 square feet, inhibiting weed seeds right in the soil before they can germinate, with effectiveness lasting 3 consecutive months. Summer yard work is a nightmare for most homeowners, and spreading this once at the start of the season replaces hours of bending over pulling weeds in 90-degree weather. Spread it around walkways, porches, or gravel areas to keep the landscape clean all summer without further intervention. 28. Octo Grip Heavy-Duty Gardening Gloves. A 6-pack for $7.99, which is $1.30 a pair. The 18-gauge knit is thin and lightweight, with a nitrile-coated palm for increased grip and light puncture resistance when pruning thorny branches or clearing dry leaves. Professional gardeners often buy 2 to 3 sets every time they see this price, because high-quality gloves wear out quickly with frequent use, and no one wants to stop midway because they ran out of gloves. This is a no-brainer purchase. 29. 3M Filtretti HVAC Filters. 3M Filtret filters are mandatory replacements every 3 months for home HVAC systems, and this pack of 4 is enough for a whole year. Reduced by $10 to $24.99 with a limit of 5 packs per membership card, many people are stocking up on 2 packs for 2 years. 3M's electrostatically charged fibers attract and trap fine dust, pollen, and pet dander better than regular filters, while also protecting the fan from dust buildup, which can make the machine less efficient and lead to costly repairs in the long run. Stock up while this price is still available. The next product is a birthday gift that drives kids wild, which parents can buy for less than half the price of typical toy shops. 30. Squishmallows Plush. The 24-inch size is $21.99 here, while at major toy shops, this size is often over $50. The stretchy spandex fabric, combined with soft polyester stuffing, feels like hugging a giant marshmallow. They are machine washable and completely safe for children. An 8-pack of 5-inch minis for $14.99 is a great choice for group gifts or for kids to share. The Squishmallows craze has never cooled down, and Costco is a rare place selling the large size at a price that won't shock you. 31. French Madeleine Cakes. This nearly 2.2-pound box of Madeleines is only $6.79. And honestly, this is something I often toss into the cart without thinking. Real butter, fresh eggs, and an authentic French recipe, but the price is not French at all. Having one for breakfast with a hot cup of coffee makes the morning look a bit more civilized than it actually is. It's not the kind of cake that overwhelms you. It's just perfectly delicious and not too sweet. 32. Tate's Bake Shop Chocolate Chip Cookies. Tate's originated from a small bakery in Southampton and has now taken the supermarket by storm thanks to one thing: its thin, crispy biscuits instead of the usual soft and thick ones. If you hate soft biscuits, this is what you're looking for. The 21-ounce pack contains 6 smaller packs inside, saving you 40% compared to buying individual packs. Break them into smaller pieces and eat them with whipped cream or dip them in milk for the crispiness to really shine through. 33. Thomas's Original English Muffins. Thomas's is the #1 selling English muffin brand, and $5.99 for an 18-count is a price that requires no second thought. The structure of nooks and crannies inside is why people have been loyal to Thomas's for decades, as butter and jam soak into those holes instead of running off. Split them, put them in the toaster, add a fried egg and bacon, and you have an at-home Egg McMuffin without spending $6 at McDonald's. One final dessert is on today's list, and also the thing I'm bringing home for the party this weekend. 34. White Chocolate Raspberry Cake. Whole Foods sells cakes of similar size and quality for $45 to $50, while this one costs $14.99. The soft, fluffy cake base is layered with tart raspberry jam, topped with a thin layer of white chocolate buttercream frosting. The tartness of the raspberries is what sets this cake apart from most sweet cakes, as it neutralizes the white chocolate and allows you to enjoy a second bite without feeling overwhelmed. This is why it frequently trends on Costco groups. One thing I want to remind you of before ending: these monthly deals at Costco usually disappear right at the start of the next month without prior notice. If you see something in this video and are considering it, don't wait another week.
Behind the gleaming meat counters of Costco lie real disasters. Some meats are teeming with harmful bacteria. Others are as tough as wood. Check out this list of things you shouldn't buy to protect your family. You'd be awesome if you like this video. The items you should avoid. 7. Boneless pork shoulder. Costco's boneless pork shoulder looks like a great deal. It's neatly trimmed, vacuum sealed, and sits there at under $3 a pound, looking completely harmless. I get the appeal. When you're pushing a heavy cart through the aisle and don't have a dinner plan yet, a clean slab of pork at that price feels like a smart move. But it's actually not. Pork shoulder is naturally meant to be cooked low and slow, with the bone in. That bone isn't just something to be hacked off before cooking. It acts as a conductor, distributing heat from the inside out during a long braise or smoke. This helps moisture recirculate back into the muscle fibers as the collagen melts. When Costco removes the bone for convenience, they charge you for an extra processing step, while silently removing the one thing that makes this cut worth cooking. What's left is a piece of meat that dries out faster, shrinks more in the pan, and loses that deep, signature sweetness that real pulled pork or carnita should have. The price looks friendly at first glance, but a real comparison tells a different story. Bone-in pork shoulder at Walmart or local supermarkets usually runs between $1.49 and $1.89 a pound. And you're getting a structurally superior product for the exact way this meat is intended to be used. You're paying an extra 30 to 50 cents per pound at Costco just for a deboning process that makes the final result worse, not better. 6. Kirkland Signature Organic Chicken Breasts. There is a version of organic that actually means something. Small farms, pasture-raised chickens that develop real muscle and flavor. Then there is industrial organic, which is exactly what you're holding here. The USDA organic seal on this package means the feed was organic and no antibiotics were used, but it says nothing about the bird's living conditions, the space it had, or whether any of that makes a difference on your plate. I've cooked both side by side more times than I care to admit. At $6.99 a pound, Kirkland organic chicken breasts perform exactly like the conventional ones. Pale, low in moisture, and entirely dependent on what you do with spices and fats to get any flavor. The texture is identical, the shrinkage in a hot pan is identical, And the unseasoned flavor is, frankly, completely neutral. Regular Kirkland chicken breast run about $3.49 a pound, meaning you're paying a premium of about $3.50 per pound, nearly double, just for that organic certification. If you're managing a specific dietary restriction or cooking for someone with a compromised immune system, it's a perfectly valid personal choice. But if you're buying this thinking it tastes better or cooks better, that $3.50 difference is going straight into the label, not your meal. Never buy this most expensive pre-cut item at Costco because you're paying a 5-star price for a taste deception. 5. Pre-cut beef fillets. Let me clarify one thing. The meat itself isn't the issue. Costco's filet mignon comes from a reputable supply chain, and the tenderloin is naturally soft because it's the least used muscle. The problem is entirely in how it gets to you. When a tenderloin is sliced into individual steaks and displayed on a foam tray under plastic wrap, the clock starts ticking. Every exposed surface begins to oxidize, and every cut edge starts losing moisture into the packaging. By the time that tray has sat in the display case for a while, the meat has already started drying out from the outside in. You'll notice this when searing. The surface browns too quickly before the core can heat up, resulting in a tight, tough texture that lacks the juiciness of a properly wet-aged, fresh-cut steak. Another issue many people miss is the inconsistent thickness. The pre-cut fillets in the tray are rarely uniform. One might be 1.5 inches thick, while the one next to it is barely an inch. That half-inch difference is the gap between a perfect medium rare and a steak that's overcooked in the middle before the outside even gets a good crust. When you're paying $23 a pound, this lack of consistency is unacceptable. The smarter choice, which saves you $3 to $4 per pound, is to buy the whole Costco tenderloin in the vacuum-sealed CryoVac bag. That bag might look intimidating, but it only takes about 8 minutes to process with a sharp knife. The vacuum bag keeps the moisture locked inside until the moment you cut it, and you get total control over the thickness of every steak. That's not advanced culinary skill. It's just basic math that works in your favor. 4. Orca Bay Keta Salmon. Keta salmon, also sold as chum salmon, a name the seafood industry wisely stopped printing on retail packaging long ago, is at the bottom of the Pacific salmon hierarchy when it comes to fat content. Biologically, the intramuscular fat in Keta is only 3% to 6%, whereas sockeye is 10% to 15%, and king salmon can exceed 20%. This fat is the source of omega-3s, which keep the fish moist during cooking and provide that signature salmon flavor. Lacking that fat, Keta easily falls apart when pan-seared, quickly becomes dry and mealy in the oven, and yields a bland flavor similar to whitefish. Many people think they've cooked it wrong, but the reality is that this fish simply lacks the raw materials to be as delicious as expected. The packaging doesn't help clear up the confusion. Wild-caught is accurate because Keta is indeed caught in the wild, mostly off the coast of Alaska. However, wild-caught describes the origin, not a quality ranking. At $7 to $8 a pound, you're paying a premium price for a subpar texture. Meanwhile, Costco's sockeye salmon at $9 to $10 a pound is a far better value, offering a completely different experience thanks to its superior fat content. If you must cook Keta, the only way is to add fat from the outside. Coat it in a thick layer of mayonnaise before roasting, marinate it heavily in olive oil, or grind it up for salmon cakes with a binder to compensate for the dryness. But if you're just pan-searing or roasting a fillet on its own, this fish will definitely disappoint you at that price point. If you see these vacuum-sealed multi-packs in the Costco cooler, keep walking. Anyone who buys them ends up complaining that they're as tough as rubber. 3. Kirkland chicken thighs. Chicken thighs are supposed to be the most forgiving cut in the kitchen. You can overcook them, under-marinate them, or forget them in the oven for an extra 10 minutes, and they'll still be fine, because the fat and dark meat protect them. That's why I always tell beginners to start with thighs instead of breasts. But what Kirkland sells in those multi-chamber vacuum bags doesn't follow those rules anymore. If you've ever cooked a batch where the meat turned out as tough as a rubber band despite hitting the right temperature, you didn't do anything wrong. The problem has a specific name: woody breast syndrome, or in this case, woody thigh. It's a muscle fibrosis that happens when chickens are forced to grow too fast using high-yield breeds and a diet designed to double their body mass in a fraction of the time a normal chicken would need. The muscle fibers can't keep up with the growth, leading to localized scarring and hardening within the meat. The result is areas with a crunchy, gristly texture that won't soften no matter how long you braise them or what temperature you cook them to. It's a structural tissue issue, not a heat issue. In addition to the meat quality, the packaging is notorious for leaking in the fridge. Raw chicken juice leaking onto your other groceries is a cross-contamination risk nobody needs. At $3.49 to $3.79 a pound, you're paying a decent price for a product that might ruin your entire meal without warning. 2. Kirkland 80-20 ground beef. An 80-20 ratio is actually the ideal number for burgers or meatballs, enough fat to keep things moist and flavorful without swimming in grease. I'm not arguing with the ratio. The problem isn't the percentage. It's the industrial processing behind that tray. Large-scale, industrially packaged ground beef is one of the highest-risk meat products in the supermarket for food safety, and the reason is simple math. When you grind meat from a single cow, any bacteria on the surface are distributed throughout that specific batch. When a factory grinds meat from hundreds of cows in a single production run, bacteria from any one of those sources is dispersed into the entire lot. This is why industrially packaged ground beef appears on E. coli recall lists with enough frequency that you don't have to look hard to find its history. Beyond the risk, meat sitting in those trays tends to discolor at the bottom and accumulate water, which dilutes the flavor during cooking. But instead of skipping it entirely, there's a better way to do it at Costco that almost no one knows about. You can pick out a fresh chuck roast at the meat counter and ask the staff to grind it for you right there. It's completely free and costs the same as the roast. Ground beef from a single, whole cut, ground right in front of you, has a significantly lower bacterial risk and better flavor because there's no excess water from the packaging process. The CDC has just warned that a Costco item is extremely dangerous if eaten raw because it has been processed in an unexpected way. 1. Mechanically tenderized steaks. Looking at this tray of steaks, I understand why people reach for them. The marbling looks decent, the meat is juicy, and at a price point below the prime grade, it feels like you're finding a middle ground. But this is the part I need you to read carefully, because the issue isn't always about meat quality. Costco uses a process called mechanical tenderization, where the meat is passed through a machine with hundreds of tiny blades that pierce the muscle to break up tough fibers. This makes the steak softer without the need for long aging. Texturally, it works, but from a food safety standpoint, it creates a hidden problem. Those blades push bacteria from the surface of the meat, where normal cooking temperatures would easily kill them, deep into the core of the steak. At the center of a rare or medium-rare steak, the temperature never gets high enough to neutralize those bacteria. The CDC has specifically categorized mechanically tenderized meat as a product that requires cooking to an internal temperature of 145 degrees Fahrenheit, followed by a rest period. They strongly advise against eating it rare. The problem is that at $12 to $15 a pound, you're buying steak with the expectation of a high-end meal. A steak that must be cooked to medium well to be safe will never give you that experience, because the tenderness, sweetness, and juiciness of a steak depend exactly on what is destroyed when you cook it past medium. The blade tenderized label is mandatory under USDA rules, but it's often printed in small type, and few people look for it. Now you know where to look. Once you've dodged those 7 disasters, it's time to actually make your Costco membership pay for itself. Head straight to the coolers and look for these absolute steals. The items you should buy. 4. Pork tenderloin. If there is one piece of meat I buy almost every time I go to Costco, this is it. Pork tenderloin isn't flashy. It doesn't have the beautiful marbling of a ribeye, and it doesn't have a name that suggests a weekend feast. It just sits there in a 2-pack, looking humble, and that is exactly why most people walk right past it. That's their mistake, not the meats. The tenderloin is the least work muscle on the pig, structurally equivalent to the beef tenderloin. This means it is naturally soft, without any mechanical intervention or long brining. Costco trims these so cleanly that you can cook them the moment you open the bag. No silver skin to trim, no hard fat to remove. The quality is so consistent that I've never opened a pack and been disappointed by the appearance. At $3.49 to $3.99 a pound, this is regular pork pricing for an extraordinary product. Its true strength is versatility. Cut it into 1-inch medallions, flatten them slightly, sear them in a cast iron skillet with butter and garlic for 4 minutes per side, and let them rest. And you have pork steaks so tender they don't even need a knife. Or slice it thin for a stir fry. The meat stays moist and tender enough that even picky kids will eat it. It's foolproof. It doesn't require special skills, just good ingredients doing exactly what they're supposed to do. 3. Whole skinless pork belly. A 10 to 12 pound pork belly in a vacuum-sealed cryovac bag at Costco might seem too big, a barrier for smaller families. But the real-world calculation will completely change your perspective. At $3.99 to $4.49 a pound, a 10-pound lot costs around $40 to $45. From there, you can divide it into 5 to 6 hearty meals for a family of 4. The same sliced pork belly at Asian supermarkets like H-Mart runs from $7.99 to $9.99 a pound. That means you're saving 50 to 55% on the cost of the same meal simply by changing where you buy it and the packaging. Quality isn't something you have to compromise on for that price. The lean and fat layers are evenly distributed along the length of the meat, and because the skin has been removed, you can cut it directly to your desired thickness without further processing. Skinless pork belly is also more versatile than the skin-on version, as the skin typically requires specific temperatures and processing times, while the skinless version ensures consistent results in any recipe. If you're concerned about using up a large piece, the answer is to divide it into portions as soon as you get home before freezing. Pork belly in a cryovac bag maintains its quality in the freezer for up to 3 months without freezing, and when properly thawed overnight in the refrigerator, the meat returns to almost its original state. Don't be afraid of this premium red meat smelling bad anymore. Costco is selling it for half the price elsewhere, but 90% of shoppers skip over it because they don't know the secret. 2. Boneless leg of lamb. Lamb is often a concern for many people when cooking at home due to its high price, unfamiliarity with the process, or fear of its strong odor. Costco has thoroughly addressed these concerns with its boneless lamb leg, imported directly from Australia or New Zealand. Thanks to the natural grazing practices, the lamb from these regions has a light, delicate flavor and is completely free of the strong odor often found in domestically raised lamb. This type of red meat boasts superior flavor depth compared to regular beef. When deboned and pre-shaped in a mesh roll, the meat becomes a square block, allowing for even heat distribution and making cooking times much easier to calculate than bone-in cuts. Regarding price, professional butcher shops in major cities like Los Angeles or Chicago currently sell the same product for $14 to $16 per pound. Costco is selling it for $8.49 to $9.49, and the quality and origin are not inferior, as both are sourced from the same production regions in Australia and New Zealand. That price difference doesn't come from the quality of the meat, but from the operating costs and marketing expenses of each distribution channel. A 4 to 5 pound steak marinated with rosemary, garlic, and olive oil and baked at 325 degrees Fahrenheit for an hour and a half yields a result you can serve at any weekend party without further explanation. Or, cut into cubes and cooked in a curry with tomatoes and coconut milk, the lamb melts in the sauce in a way that beef never does. Neither requires special technique, just the right ingredients. 1. USDA prime ribeye and New York strip. I've left this part for last because this is what I want you to remember most after this video ends. Not because it's the cheapest, not because it's the easiest to cook, but because this is where your $65 Costco membership card pays for itself in the clearest and most measurable way in the entire inventory. USDA Prime is the highest grade of beef in the Department of Agriculture's grading system, accounting for about 2 to 3% of the nation's total beef production each year. Much of this meat goes straight to high-end steakhouses and 5-star hotels. Costco is one of the few retailers that sells this type of meat at an extremely reasonable price without making you hesitate to swipe your card. A plate of USDA prime ribeye at upscale restaurants in New York or Los Angeles currently costs between $70 and $100. Meanwhile, buying the same type of meat, the same grade of cryovac steak, at Costco for $14.99 a pound and cutting it yourself at home, you're saving about 70% on a meal of comparable quality. The key is that this prime steak at Costco isn't mechanically tenderized with a knife. Because the meat structure remains intact, you can confidently pan-fry it to medium rare without any problems. With a dense marbling characteristic of prime grade, the ribeye, when cooked rare, will deliver an explosive tenderness and juices beyond words. The preparation is incredibly simple. Heat a hot cast iron skillet for 2 minutes per side, add a tablespoon of butter and a few sprigs of thyme in the final minute, and let it rest for 5 minutes before slicing. No more is needed. You've got a restaurant-quality masterpiece at home. I've bought most of the items on this list at least once before I figured it out. So if you've ever brought one home and felt something was off, now you know why. Which meat on this list surprised you the most?
Costco is running a massive wave of deals all at once, featuring price drops in this list that the involved brands haven't agreed to lower this much in years. You'd be awesome if you liked this video. 1. Ninja Creamy Deluxe 11-in-1. Target and Amazon are holding steady at $179.99 for this machine, while Costco is at $139.99, saving you $40 on an item that is constantly out of stock every summer. The total difference from traditional ice cream makers is that you freeze the ingredients first and then a high-speed blade shaves the ice block into smooth cream. There's no need to chill a bowl for 24 hours. The deluxe version adds 4 new functions compared to the old version and allows you to make 2 different flavors in the same pint. 2. Bizzle Power Clean Fur Guard Deluxe 280 watts. Pet hair getting tangled in the vacuum cleaner's motor and jamming it is a problem every pet owner knows and hates. The Bizzle Fur Guard Deluxe is currently down from $219.99 to $169.99. Its exclusive fur guard technology uses rubber grooves and hidden combs inside to detangle hair and prevent it from getting caught in the rotating shaft. It boasts a 50-minute continuous battery life, a 3-layer HEPA filter that traps 99.97% of 0.3 micron fine dust particles, and a 4.8/5 rating from over 5,000 Costco users. No coincidence. The next item is limited to a maximum of 2 per account. When Costco has to set that regulation, the story behind it is much more worth hearing than usual. 3. HP OmniBook X 14-inch touchscreen laptop, Intel Core Ultra 7. Costco is limiting each member account to a maximum of 2 of these laptops, and that's a noteworthy sign. The 14-inch HP OmniBook X is down from $999.99 to $599.99, saving $400 on a Copilot Plus PC with an integrated NPU for AI processing directly on the hardware, a 2.2K anti-glare touchscreen, an 18-hour battery life, and a unibody CNC aluminum casing. This configuration is priced between $1,000 and $1,200 at other retailers, and that $400 difference at Costco this week is enough reason not to wait any longer. 4. Dyson Airwrap Multi-Styler Complete Long. Dyson is a brand famous for maintaining its price, and $140 is the rarest discount seen all year for this line. The Airwrap Complete Long is down from $599.99 to $459.99, a version specifically for hair that is shoulder length or longer with all attachments included. The Coanda effect uses high-pressure airflow to automatically attract and wrap hair without the need for extreme heat. A heat sensor measures temperature 40 times per second to keep it under 302 degrees Fahrenheit to protect the hair structure. Costco.com is showing limited quantities, and that is no coincidence. 5. Dyson Supersonic Premium Hairdryer. Most hairdryers place a heavy motor on top, causing wrist fatigue after just a few minutes of drying. The Dyson Supersonic solves this problem by hiding the compact V9 motor inside the handle, completely redistributing the weight. Now down from $429.99 to $329.99, a saving of $100, it features intelligent temperature control to prevent cuticle damage and 360-degree rotating magnetic nozzles that automatically attach to the body. A 4.9/5 rating from the Costco community is a rare achievement for many products. 6. Bosch Smart Espresso Machine. If you are spending $5 to $7 every day at Starbucks, this machine pays for itself in less than a year. The Bosch is down from $1,299.99 to $899.99, saving $400. One button performs the entire closed process from grinding beans to frothing milk into a barista standard latte or cappuccino. The Serum Drive ceramic grinder does not burn the beans. The water temperature stays at a standard 190 to 200 degrees Fahrenheit throughout the extraction, and it automatically cleans the milk tube after every use without you having to lift a finger. The next one is called the Destroyer, of a name that is 2.5 times more expensive, and millions of comparison videos on YouTube are proving that title is not a coincidence. 7. Shark FlexStyle Air Styling and Drying System. The Dyson Airwrap, priced at nearly $600, is something many people want but not everyone is willing to pay for. The Shark FlexStyle, now down from $299.99 to $239.99, is touted as Dyson's smartest dupe because a simple twist of the joint transforms the upright hairdryer into a versatile styling tool. It boasts 90% Dyson performance according to millions of comparison videos on YouTube, weighs under 700 grams, and comes with a full range of accessories from Kawanda curling barrels to straightening combs. Saving over $350 compared to the Dyson for nearly equivalent results is the reason this product has been viral since last year. 8. Cascade Mountain Tech Padded Camp Chair. REI sells similarly heavy-duty padded chairs for $60 to $80, and the Cascade Mountain Tech is at $29.99 after a $7 discount from $36.99. Thick cotton padding lines the entire chair from the backrest down to the seat. The backrest reclines at an ergonomic angle. The cup holder has an insulated layer. There is a side mesh pocket, and it has a 400 pounds weight capacity. It folds up in 3 seconds into the included carry bag, and for $29.99, you can buy 4 for the whole family, while the total cost is still lower than buying 2 at REI. 9. Nurison Indiana Area Rug. On Costco finds groups on Facebook and Instagram, images of this rug in users' living rooms always receive the highest number of requests for the item number in the rug category. The Nurison Indiana is down from $149.99 to $119.99. The size of nearly 8 feet by 10 feet is enough to redefine an entire living room space in one layout. The modern pattern with neutral tones easily fits any interior style. The naturally stain-resistant polypropylene fiber does not shed, and it has a high-friction, non-slip backing. 10. Glenhaven Runner Rug. Expensive hardwood floors and pet claws or mud from shoes shouldn't be mixed together. The Glenhaven Runner is down from $29.99 to $19.99, saving you $10 on a non-slip rubber-backed hallway mat that requires no extra tape and stays firmly in place on both tile and hardwood floors. The synthetic fibers resist fading from sunlight through windows and are just the right thickness to avoid snagging under doors. Many people buy 2 or 3 at a time to create a consistent look throughout their hallway, and $19.99 is a compelling reason to do so. There are investments for the home where you pay once and don't think about it again for years. The next part is one of the few things that truly deserves that description. 11. Novaform 14-inch Legacy Premier Support Hybrid. Major mattress brands are selling 14-inch hybrid lines. In the same segment are for $1,500 to $2,500, and Novaform at Costco is at $449.99 for a queen after a $150 discount and $599.99 for a king after a $200 discount. Luraflex Technology. Gel memory foam dissipates heat without causing a stuffy back, and independent pocket coils provide absolute motion isolation. You won't notice when the person next to you tosses and turns. It is a bed-in-a-box that you can take home yourself in an SUV without needing to rent a truck. And thousands of 5-star reviews about solving chronic back pain are something I never skip when making a video. 12. Vino Temp Wine and Beverage Cooler. Leaving wine at room temperature during the summer is the quickest way to ruin an expensive bottle. The Vino Temp is now down from $1,199.99 to $799.99, saving you $400, and features 2 completely independent temperature zones for red wine and chilled drinks simultaneously. Double-glazed, UV-resistant glass protects the wine's quality. Natural wood trays reduce vibrations, the enemy of wine flavor, and soft, heat-free blue LED lighting. Costco.com ranks this as a top search every summer, the season for home parties and entertaining guests. 13. Organ Kids. Nutritional protein, shake chocolate. Costco limits each membership card to a maximum of 6 cases, but moms still snap them up during every sale. Orgain Kids is down from $34.99 to $26.99, saving $8 for 24 cases. 8 grams of organic protein from free-range chicken, 21 vitamins and minerals extracted from real vegetables, low sugar, and a chocolate flavor that makes kids drink it on their own without needing persuasion. USDA, organic, non-GMO, gluten-free, soy-free, and no artificial colors. A rare find where you can read the ingredient list without any worries. 14. Boulder Canyon Kettle Chips. Kettle cooked means frying in small batches in a large pan instead of on an industrial assembly line, and that difference is immediately apparent in the crispiness when you bite into it. Boulder Canyon is down from $17.49 to $12.49, saving you $5 for 36 small packets in sea salt, a BBQ, and sour cream and onion flavors. Fried entirely in pure butter oil, not cheap palm or soybean oil, low sodium, gluten-free, non-GMO, and trans fat-free. Pack it in a backpack for the kids, snack on it at the office, or serve it at a BBQ. These 36 packets can handle any situation without further ado. After a session of mowing the lawn in 90 degrees Fahrenheit sun or coming back from the beach, there is something that hydrates faster than plain water and has no neon food coloring. The next part is exactly that. 15. Vita Coco Pure Coconut Water. Cheaper than buying it individually at gas stations or supermarkets by up to 50%, and predicted to be the fastest-selling drink of the summer at Costco. Vita Coco is down from $19.99 to $14.19 after an instant coupon of $5.80, has more potassium than a banana, is fat-free and cholesterol-free, and contains less than 1% organic sugar to maintain consistent taste across batches. After a sunny gardening session or a swim at the beach, this is a faster way to replenish minerals than water, without needing to drink anything full of neon colors. 16. Waterloo Sparkling Water. Waterloo is down from $11.69 to $8.69, saving $3 for 24 cans in passion fruit, raspberry, and lemon lime flavors. 3 absolute zeros: 0 calories, 0 sugar, and 0 artificial sweeteners, with flavor extracted entirely from fresh fruit oils. People on keto or clean-eating diets are using this as a daily soda replacement, and the healthy beverage section at Costco has to restock continuously every weekend for Waterloo every summer. 17. Health Aid Organic Kombucha. What sets Health Aid apart from commercially produced kombucha is its handcrafted brewing process in small glass jars, preserving the live probiotics. Over 1 billion probiotics per bottle, a number many cheaper brands can't achieve. Now down from $13.79 to $9.79, saving $4 for a pack of 6 bottles. It's 100% USDA, organic cold-pressed juice with natural color and flavor, vegan, preservative-free, and gluten-free. Drinking a bottle after a summer barbecue is the most practical way to support digestion without needing any additional supplements. 18. Wonderful In-Shell Pistachios. Wonderful is down from $17.79 to $13.49, saving you $4.30 on a 3-pound bag from a California farm. Unlike regular salted pistachios, this exclusive blend of sea salt and black pepper creates a rich, captivating flavor unlike regular pistachios. Completely dry roasted with no frying oil, non-GMO, no artificial preservatives, and rich in plant-based protein and heart-healthy fats. Perfect as a beer snack for entertaining guests or mixed into salads. One bag does it all without a doubt. The next item takes only 60 seconds in the microwave for a hot meal, something busy office workers are paying a much higher price for at regular stores. 19. Tasty Bite Organic Madras Lentils. Costco is forcing the price of the old packaging down to $12.49 from $16.79 because internal rules don't allow 2 different packaging designs on the same shelf, and the deadline is 7 days. Tasty Bite Organic Madras Lentils. Simply tear open the pouch and microwave for 60 seconds for a hot, flavorful Indian-style tomato sauce lentil meal. USDA Organic Vegetarian, no artificial preservatives, rich in protein and fiber, and with extremely high repurchase rates from office workers and meal preppers. $12.49 for 8 meals is a no-brainer. 20. Woodford Reserve Kentucky Bourbon. Ahead of Father's Day and Independence Day on July 4th, the liquor section at Costco is busier than usual, and Woodford Reserve is the main reason. Now down from $56 to $49, a $7 saving on a luxurious 1.75-liter bottle from renowned Kentucky, handcrafted from limestone-filtered spring water and aged in charred white oak barrels for years to create a vanilla caramel aroma and a characteristic spicy oak finish. Enjoy it on the rocks or mix a mint julep and an old-fashioned for a garden dinner. The 1.75-liter bottle is enough for the whole evening without worrying about running out. 21. Kirkland's Signature Fresh Chicken Breast. Costco's chilled meat counter is always crowded every afternoon, and Kirkland chicken breasts are the main reason. Currently down from $3.29 to $2.79 a pound. It's the cheapest price on the market for fresh, non-water-injected chicken breasts. No antibiotics, no hormones, and no preservatives. The chickens are plant-based and individually vacuum-packed in 1 to 2 pieces, allowing for easy portioning without cross-contamination. Gym-goers can pan-fry them for protein salads. Vietnamese families can grind them for sausages or soups. One tray of meat serves both purposes. 22. Kirkland's Signature Fresh Chicken Tenderloin. The tenderloin is the strip of meat located inside the chicken breast, the softest and juiciest muscle part of the chicken, which never gets dry or fibrous like the outer breast if slightly overcooked. It is down from $3.59 to $2.99 per pound, cleaned of tendons and fat, and ready to cook immediately with no further prep. No antibiotics, no preservatives. It cooks quickly and is super soft, so both children and the elderly can eat it easily. Fry them up crispy for the kids as crispy chicken tenders, or slice them thin for a quick chicken pho for the whole family. The chicken tenderloin is the most versatile meat at the fresh counter this week. Next is a device that states frequently hit by summer storms consider an essential household item, no less than a flashlight. 23. CyberPower 1350 volt amperes UPS. Best Buy and Amazon are selling comparable models for $180 to $200, while the CyberPower 1350 volt amperes is $99.99 at Costco. The AVR automatically regulates voltage fluctuations to a safe level without draining the backup battery. The LCD screen displays the estimated runtime in minutes and the current load in real time. When the power grid is suddenly cut off due to a storm, the unit provides an additional 1 to 2 hours of power to the modem/router and 10 to 15 minutes to the computer, enough time to save files and safely shut down. For those who use CPAP machines at night, this isn't just a convenient gadget but a genuine health protection device. 24. Cat Heavy-Duty Ratchet Tie-Down Set. The gold and black Caterpillar logo on Costco's auto parts section is always the first thing pickup truck drivers load onto their trucks every summer. This set of 4 tie-down straps is $24.99, each 1.5 inches wide and 16 feet long, with a braking strength of 3,300 pounds. The large, ergonomic rubber grips provide a secure hold even with thick protective gloves. The double rubber-coated J-hooks won't scratch your paint. And the quick release pin lets you unsnap in a second. Secure ATVs, motorcycles, kayaks, or timber and construction materials in your pickup truck bed on the highway without worrying about shifting. 25. Ring Bundle Security Camera System. Ring holds the top market share for home surveillance cameras, and the new generation bundle at Costco is down from $239.99 to $189.99, saving $50 for the July 4th holiday and at least 30% cheaper than buying individual units on the market. The biggest upgrades for this generation are AI that can distinguish between people, pets, and vehicles to avoid junk notifications late at night. Sharp 2K color night vision, and a siren activated remotely via the app. Install it on the front porch, garage door, or backyard to solve the porch pirates problem and monitor pets when the whole family is on a long summer vacation. If you are using old Teflon pans that have started peeling, the next part is what you need to see before baking anything else. 26. Tramontina Ceramic Non-Stick Bakeware Set 9-piece. The clean cooking trend is exploding because more and more people are concerned about what old-style Teflon layers release when exposed to high heat. The Tramontina 9-piece set is down from $54.99 to $44.99 when bought online. The ceramic non-stick is completely free of PFAS, PFOA, lead, and cadmium. And the aluminized steel withstands 500 degrees Fahrenheit to distribute heat evenly without localized burning. It includes enough sizes for bread, roasting a whole chicken, making lasagna, or cookies in one set without needing to buy any other molds. And being dishwasher safe is a practical plus that not all ceramic sets have. 27. Nordic Ware Naturals 3-piece. A brand since 1946, made in the USA with a 4.9 over 5-star rating. Nordic Ware is the kind of name where many people see the logo and confidently spend their money. The 3-piece set is at $24.99 at the warehouse, made of food-grade pure aluminum that never rusts, with steel-rimmed edges to prevent warping under high baking heat, and BPA-free plastic lids to snap on and carry to a party without needing plastic wrap or transferring to another container. Cake edges brown evenly thanks to aluminum's super-fast heat conduction. And this is the last baking set you'll need to buy because pure aluminum never degrades. 28. Rowenta Ultimate Plus Steam Iron. Rowenta, a German brand dubbed the Rolls-Royce of the home ironing world, boasts the lowest return rate at Costco stores, and it's no coincidence. Priced at $49.99, it features over 400 evenly distributed micro-steam HD steam vents across its stainless steel sole plate and automatically shuts off after 8 minutes of standing upright and 30 seconds if tipped over or face down, preventing clothes from burning. It's lime-scale resistant and can be used with tap water without needing distilled water. Its high-pressure steam function allows you to iron suits or curtains directly on the hanger without using a flat iron. The exclusive price only Costco has for this full kit is something I confirmed before putting it on today's list. 29. Wahl Deluxe All-in-One Hair Cutting Kit. Since the pandemic, cutting hair at home has become a habit for many families, and Wahl is the brand behind that habit since 1919. The kit is at $29.99 exclusively at Costco, with the corded main clipper powered by an ultimate power magnetic motor that won't jam or pull hair even on the thickest, coarsest hair. A battery-powered secondary trimmer specialized for edging and beard trimming, and 10 secure-fit steel clip guards. The carbon steel blades are self-sharpening and don't need replacement over time, and $29.99 is equal to exactly one trip to the barbershop, meaning this machine pays for itself after the very first haircut at home. 29 deals, one summer, and Costco will replace this list sooner than you think. Items listed as limited quantities cannot wait. For everything else, at least know they are here this week. Costco has plenty of deals on sale this week. One of them, I have to be honest, is $30 cheaper at Amazon. As for the rest, it's a completely different story. You'd be awesome if you liked this video. 1. Anker 521 Powerhouse Portable Power Station. Anker is replacing this entire line with a new touchscreen model, so Costco needs to clear the shelves before hurricane season hits the East Coast. As a result, the price has crashed from $219.99 to $139.97. The station features 6 output ports, including 2 standard USB-C outlets and a pure sine wave inverter that protects CPAP machines during power outages. Before putting it in your cart, flip the box over and scan the barcode with Google Images. Amazon is still listing this exact model for $189.99. 2. Duracell 2,500 lumens Smart Rechargeable Flashlight 2-pack. This shipment arrived with a high percentage of short-charging cables incorrectly packaged in the boxes, forcing Costco to pressure the manufacturer into subsidizing the remaining stock. The listed price of $29.99 plummeted to a mere $14, indicating it was a clearance item. The anodized aluminum body is IPX4 waterproof, and the 2,500 lumen light illuminates a backyard from 150 feet away. A less noticed feature is the internal lithium battery, which can reverse charge phones via the auxiliary USB-A port in emergencies. 3. Braun Series 8 Shaver. Braun just announced a new AI chip for recognizing beard density, and the Series 8 was immediately flagged as a Death Star to clear the way. The price dropped from $169.99 to $99.97, while Target still sells the stripped-down version for $145. The 40-degree rotating shaving head follows the jawline closely without irritating the skin. The included charging dock automatically dispenses alcohol solution to clean, lubricate, and dry the blades after each use, eliminating the need for manual intervention. The next product is something I recommend everyone keep in their trunk. Not just because it's cheap, but because its steel can do what the cheap sets at Home Depot can't. 4. Crescent 85-piece professional tool set. Crescent changed its case design to a composite style with metal latches, so the old plastic case sets were slashed by Costco to $19.97 from $29.99. The heat-treated chrome vanadium steel prevents stripping screw heads under heavy torque, and the oil-resistant rubber grips stay firm even when your hands are greasy. The case features intuitive organization, making it easy to find the right size in low light. Throw it in your trunk or garage cabinet to handle 90% of household repairs without wasting money on a handyman. 5. Sony WH-CH7 20N noise-canceling headphones. Sony is killing off this wholesale exclusive model to sync production lines for the next-generation Ultra ANC chips. The price is down to $79.97 from $129.99, while Walmart is still at $109. The ultra-soft synthetic leather ear pads don't press hard against your temples, making the design perfect for those wearing reading glasses or hearing aids. The battery lasts 30 hours, enough for a transcontinental flight without charging. One honest point: the plastic frame is a bit thin. Don't bend it too aggressively. 6. CyberPower 6-outlet swivel surge protector. New UL standards this year require a next-gen automatic shutoff circuit, forcing CyberPower to recall the old design. Costco cut prices deep for a quick liquidation combo, $11.97 for the 2-pack, down from $19.99. Each unit has 6 AC outlets that swivel 90 degrees to avoid blocking other plugs when using large power bricks, 2 smart USB ports, and 1,200 joules of surge protection with a grounded LED status light. That's $5.98 per unit to protect your TV and PC from lightning during storm season. 7. Nespresso Vertuo. Next coffee and espresso maker. Nespresso is clearing stock to regain consumer trust after first-generation barcode reader errors. This Costco batch is the firmware-fixed version. The bundle price dropped from $189.99 to $119.97. Buying the machine and milk frother separately on the Nespresso website costs $229. That $100 difference is in your hands this week. The 7,000 RPM centrifusion technology creates thick, European standard crema, and the frother handles hot or cold milk in 60 seconds, almost silently. If you're cooking for the whole family and don't want to split it into 2 batches, the next item is worth a look this week. 8. Gourmia 7-quart large-capacity air fryer. Gourmia is preparing to launch a line with integrated remote monitoring cameras later this year, so this mechanical button model will have to be discontinued. Priced at $34.97 from $49.99, it's hard to find a 7-quart model under $35 on the market. The inner pot is large enough to hold a whole 5-pound chicken, and the frying basket has a PFOA-free non-stick coating. One honest point: the outer plastic casing easily attracts fingerprints and grease, requiring frequent wiping with a damp cloth. 9. Pyrex 12-piece glass food storage set. Pyrex changed its lids from traditional blue to smoky gray silicone, so Costco is liquidating the old lid stock for $14.97, down from $24.99. The glass containers inside are identical. Heat-resistant borosilicate glass that doesn't absorb odors or food stains and doesn't release toxins like plastic. The BPA-free lids are completely airtight. You can go straight from the fridge to the oven to the dishwasher without changing containers. Macy's is currently selling this set for $29.99. 10. Lodge 12-inch seasoned cast iron skillet. With heavy goods logistics costs rising alongside diesel prices, Costco decided to move the Lodge line to its online channel and lowered the remaining warehouse stock to $19.97 from $27.99. This is 100% cast iron made in South Pittsburgh, Tennessee, pre-seasoned with natural vegetable oil to create a physical non-stick layer that lasts forever without Teflon or chemical coatings. It retains and distributes heat better than any stainless steel or aluminum pan in this price range. Searing steaks, baking cornbread, or camping? One pan does it all and can be passed down for generations if you know how to re-season it properly. 11. Food Saver FM 2000 Vacuum Sealing System. Buying meat in bulk at Costco and portioning it for the freezer is a great money-saving habit, but freezer burn will ruin that effort if you only use regular zip bags. The FM 2000 is now $49.97 down from $79.99, creating a completely airtight seal that extends food freshness 5 times longer than traditional storage. One thing to know, the locking mechanism requires pressing both corners quite firmly until you hear a click. Those with weak hand joints will need some practice. But for anyone buying meat by the pound at Costco every week, this machine pays for itself on the first trip. Costco is secretly pressuring a famous kitchenware brand to liquidate old forged carbon steel stock due to a woodblock design change. Watch out not to buy a rusty version. 12. Cuisinart Triple Rivet 15-piece Knife Block Set. The full-tang carbon steel blades are forged from tip to handle, with 3 stainless steel rivets holding the handle perfectly tight. This is the standard for professional restaurant knives, not typical retail sets. The set is $49.97 down from $79.99 because Cuisinart changed its woodblock supplier, so the old wood stock has to go. The steel inside is unrelated to that decision. It includes everything from a chef's knife and bread knife to kitchen shears and a thick wood cutting board. Upgrade your entire kitchen in one purchase without paying restaurant prices. 13. Westinghouse Solar Pathway LED Lights 8-pack. Westinghouse is upgrading to higher efficiency monocrystalline panels for the next batch. So the current stainless steel batch is down to $19.97 from $39.99. These feature stainless steel bodies and cast glass lenses, not cheap plastic. The starburst light effect on the ground at night looks much better than the price suggests. Each light produces 20 lumens to clearly mark pathways without glare, and the NiMH-AA batteries are easily replaceable after a few years. Stop by Home Depot for a comparison. A single plastic Hampton Bay light. There is $4.97. Here it's $2.49 for real steel and glass. 14. Technor Apex Commercial Grade 50-foot Hose. A rubber gasket defect in the first-generation couplings caused some customers to complain about leaks. Technor sent a whole batch of upgraded silicone gaskets to Costco to bundle in the box and lowered the price to $17.97 from $34.99. You are buying the fixed version at liquidation prices. The 500 pounds per square inch anti-kink reinforcement and crush-proof forged brass couplings can handle being dragged over concrete. It's 20% lighter than traditional rubber hoses, making it effortless for seniors to coil. 15. Greenworks 2,000 pounds per square inch electric pressure washer. Greenworks is pushing all users toward its 60-volt battery ecosystem to sell separate batteries, leaving the corded model at $99.97 from $149.99. The noteworthy feature inside the now-defunct machine is its induction motor, which runs much quieter and more durable than the cheap brushed motors flooding the market. It boasts 2,000 pounds per square inch with a flow rate of 1.2 gallons per minute, an integrated soap dispenser, 4 quick-change spray nozzles, and large wheels for easy maneuvering on grass. Washing cars, removing moss from concrete patios, polishing wooden porches after the rainy season, tasks previously requiring a professional, can now be done in a morning. Finding beach chairs under $25 in the middle of summer is rare. This week is the exception, and it won't last. 16. Tommy Bahama Reclining Backpack Beach Chair. Costco met its July 4th holiday sales target earlier than expected and had to lower the price of remaining stock to make way for back-to-school items, down to $24.97 from $39.99. The chairs feature a lightweight, rust-resistant aluminum frame, thick, weather-resistant polyester fabric that won't fade, and 5 reclining positions, including a completely flat position. The truly worthwhile features are the integrated cooler bag on the back that holds 4 cans and the comfortable headrest. Meanwhile, retailer Tommy Bahama maintains its price at $45. 17. Victor Clean Kill Smart Mouse Traps. Garage stock clearance. $7.97 for a pack of 4 from $14.99. The trap mechanism is a simple one-click operation, requiring no skill or force. The enclosed design allows you to dispose of the mouse without touching the bait, the most annoying part of the whole process. Nothing more complicated than this. It's the simplest deal on today's list, and it does one thing very well. 18. Wonderful Pistachios Organic Roasted and Salted. Wonderful switch to biodegradable packaging for the new batch. The old plastic bags are being phased out at $12.97 from $19.99. The nuts inside remain unchanged, 100% organically grown in the California Valley and roasted with natural sea salt. The signature emerald green kernel proving the healthy fats and antioxidants are intact. No rancid oil, moderate saltiness, and safe for those managing blood pressure. At Walmart, the same brand is $7.48 a pound. Here, it's $4.32 a pound. That difference needs no further explanation. 19. Kirkland Signature Organic Extra Virgin Olive Oil, 2 liters. Spain announced this year's summer harvest has peaked, and Costco is clearing out its old plastic bottle oil at $14.97 from $22.99 to make room for a new batch in glass bottles. The oil inside remains unchanged. 100% extra virgin first cold, pressed from Andalusia, acid-free below 0.5%, with a fresh, perfectly cut grass aroma and a characteristic mild spicy aftertaste in the throat, proving the original polyphenols are intact. Use it in salads, lightly sear fish, or take a small spoonful each morning to protect your heart and joints. It's half the price of the same volume of oil at the general market. The next item has a rock-bottom price just because the company changed the bag design. A chance to grab rich coffee oils without paying for the brand name. 20. Kirkland Signature House Blend Whole Bean Coffee. Costco removed the custom roasted by Starbucks label from the new packaging to switch to an independent domestic roasting facility. The old bags with the partnership logo were discounted to $9.97 from $15.99. The 100% Arabica Latin American beans are medium roasted, dry, and not oily, with a light nutty and caramel aroma and low acidity that won't cause stomach upset when drunk in the morning. Brewing with a traditional drip or French press both yield good results. The same beans are $6 cheaper simply because they changed the logo. 21. Epson EcoTank ET2988 Inkjet Printer. Before you swipe your card for this, open Amazon right then and there. Costco is offering a $60 instant coupon, bringing it to $189.99, which sounds like a steal. However, Amazon is selling the exact same ET2988 for $159.99. That's $30 cheaper than Costco right now. This is the only deal on today's list where I have to be blunt. Costco loses completely on the math. The EcoTank system is still a valid reason to buy this line to avoid being gauged on expensive cartridges, but you already know where to buy it. 22. Sony Bravia 7 Mini LED 65-inch TV. Late this month is the electronics market's low point. Warehouse managers are under pressure to clear large TVs before the holiday stock arrives. New in-box units are $1,349.99 with a 5-year all-state warranty. But here's the insider tip. Most warehouses want to liquidate floor models that have been on for a few months, and the legendary handwritten price tags ending in .00 for those are at $999. Find the electronics manager and ask directly. Mini LED handles glare and reflections much better than OLED for rooms with large windows, and that 5-year all-state warranty is truly valuable for long-term peace of mind. 23. Ninja Flip Toaster Oven and Air Fryer. Ninja is partnering with Costco to drive summer demand and compete for market share against Cuisinart. A $40 instant coupon brings the price to $139.99, while Target and Amazon are still stuck at $159.99. The flip-up storage feature is a genius solution for cramped countertops. The thick steel oven cavity holds heat well. Wings come out crispy and evenly cooked without constant flipping. Buying it at the warehouse this week saves $20 cash over the others, Plus, you get Costco's indefinite return policy if you're not satisfied. The next set is heavily discounted at Costco. It's much cheaper than Target, looks stunning, and is perfectly safe for kids. 24. Fusion Fairy 5-Pack Real Wax LED Candles. Costco worked with the manufacturer to upgrade the wax quality to a higher heat resistance to prevent melting on patios in the summer. And this upgraded set is steady at $19.99. Target sells a 3-pack of plastic threshold brand candles are $22. Here, you get 5 real wax candles for $2 less. The real wax body feels premium, and the wrapped fairy LEDs create a warmer, more natural light than standard plastic candles. It includes a remote with a 4 or 6 hour timer, no smoke, no burnt smell, and completely safe for pets or children running around. 25. Green Giant Arborvitae. Costco buys directly from large Oregon farms, bypassing all middlemen. The result is $39.99 for a large pot, while Home Depot is $49.98 for the same size. The Green Giant variety grows 3 to 5 feet per year, handles heavy winter snow better than the standard Emerald variety, and roots very firmly once planted. Planting a row of 10 along a property line saves you $100 cash instantly compared to Home Depot. And in a few seasons, you'll have a natural green fence that blocks sound and prying eyes without needing a permit or building a wall. 26. Azalea plants. This month's sun causes azaleas to drop their petals and move into the green leaf growth phase. Casual shoppers see them without flowers and pass them over. That's why this week's batch is $29.99, while local nurseries sell the same 5-gallon pots for $40 to $45. But here is what experienced gardeners know. The root system of these 5-gallon pots is at peak development, and the stems are hardy. Plant them now, and the roots will establish deeply all summer. By next spring, the plant will burst into bloom with a nearly 100% survival rate. Buying plants when the flowers fade is the golden window, not when they are in full bloom. 27. Lego Speed Champions. Lego distributes this 2-box combo exclusively at Costco for $34.99, which averages to $17.50 per box, while Walmart sells individual boxes for $20 plus tax. High-quality ABS plastic, perfect fitment, and high mechanical detail for licensed race car models. This is a short-term promotional item, so once this batch is gone, there isn't another. But the real reason to buy isn't the math. It's an afternoon spent building with your grandkids, which is priceless. After mowing the lawn in the summer heat or a morning walk, what you need isn't plain water or chemical-filled sports drinks. The next item is the more natural answer for both. 28. Vita Coco Organic Coconut Water. Vita Coco is facing competition from new-gen electrolyte drinks and had to launch a $5.80 instant coupon to keep its strategic product position at Costco. The price after coupon is $14.19 for an 18-bottle case, or 78 cents per bottle, while Target sells the same brand for $1.69 per bottle. 100% natural coconut water, high in natural potassium and minerals, with no preservatives or artificial colors. It's an effective way to rehydrate without drinking something full of neon-colored chemicals. 29. Tasty Bite Organic Madras Lentils. Tasty Bite is changing its packaging to a new eco-friendly design for the second half of the year, and Costco has a strict rule against mixing 2 package designs on the same shelf. The entire old design batch must be cleared in 7 days, resulting in a $12.49 price. Walmart sells individual pouches for $2.38. Buying 8 would cost $19.04. Here, it's $12.49 for the same 8 pouches. Slow-cooked black lentils and red beans in a fragrant Indian curry sauce. 60 seconds in the microwave for a hot dinner, high in protein and fiber. One blunt point: the sodium content is a bit high for those on strict blood pressure control. Check the nutrition label first. 30. Ninja Creamy Deluxe 11-in-1. Ninja is preparing to launch a heavy-duty glass jar version for the holiday season, so the current hard plastic model must yield floor space. A $40 instant coupon brings the price to $149.99. Amazon and Bed Bath & Beyond are still at $179.99 for this exact model. Check your phone on the spot if you want to verify. The powerful motor and dual paddle blades turn solid frozen fruit into smooth ice cream, sorbet, or milkshakes in minutes without chemical emulsifiers. Make your own low-sugar fresh fruit treats this summer, something no supermarket ice cream carton can do. The best deals at Costco this week aren't the ones featured in the middle of the aisle, but the ones tucked in the corners of the shelves waiting for someone who knows what to look for. Knowing why something is cheap is more important than knowing how much it costs.
Costco's frozen food section is home to some incredible values, but it also contains price traps that look much better than they actually are. In today's list, I'm going to point out exactly what you should put in your cart and what you should walk right past. You'd be awesome if you like this video. 12. Green and Sunny Pad Thai. The first time I opened this box, the first thing I noticed wasn't the scent of tamarind, but the smell of ketchup. This isn't because I have a particularly sensitive nose. It's because ketchup has a very distinct smell that does not belong in any version of pad thai in the world. Authentic pad thai requires at least 3 things to balance each other out in every spoonful of sauce: the acidity of tamarind, the saltiness of fish sauce, and the light sweetness of palm sugar. If one of these is missing, the entire recipe collapses like a house of cards because no single flavor is strong enough to stand on its own. Green and Sunny solves that problem by replacing tamarind with ketchup and dumping in white sugar to create a sharp, one-dimensional sweetness that has nothing to do with the original flavor profile. This isn't a frozen processing error, it's a deliberate recipe decision, and that is why no amount of reheating can save this product. After microwaving, the noodles clump into a solid mass that you have to pry apart with a fork. Even when separated, the texture is simultaneously mushy and gritty, a combination that sounds physically impossible, but actually happens when the starch is processed at the wrong temperature. For exactly these same $14, a casual Thai restaurant in almost any major city will deliver a box of pad thai cooked in a hot wok with real tamarind and real fish sauce. That comparison requires no further comment from me. Reddit is currently calling for a boycott of this item, and there's a reason why moms would rather let their kids go hungry than make them swallow this. 11. El Monterey Chicken Taquitos. My friend's 8-year-old looked at a taquito straight out of the air fryer, took a bite, put it down, and asked, "Does this have any meat?" That's the most accurate question anyone could ask about this product, and it came from an 8-year-old who had never read a product review in their life. If you cut a taquito in half from this box, the cross-section will show you about 80% thick flour crust and about 20% thin filling that, if called chicken, should be understood as chicken that has been processed to the point of losing its texture, becoming finely minced and uniformly processed in an industrial way. After frying, some parts are soggy while others are hard, not because of uneven heat, but because the filling inside lacks the structural stability to cook evenly using any cooking method. Children grow up with chicken tenders and chicken nuggets that have a significantly higher meat-to-meat ratio. So when they encounter this, the rejection reaction is quicker and more decisive than you might expect. The adults in the house will ultimately be the ones to finish the rest of the 30-piece box, usually by coating them in all sorts of sauces so the batter is no longer discernible. At 47 cents each, if that's something you really need, at least know what you're buying. 10. Kirkland Signature Chicken Bakes. There is one question I still haven't found a satisfying answer to. Why did Kirkland decide to box a frozen version of an item that is sold fresh at the food court in the very same building for $3.99, hot and straight out of the oven? This isn't a rhetorical question. The answer explains why this product exists and why it fails the way it does. A fresh chicken bake at the food court works because the heat handles everything. The hot, crispy bread crust locks in the moisture of the filling, and the Caesar sauce is liquid enough to coat every piece of chicken. When you freeze that structure and then reheat it, the temperature does the exact opposite. The bread crust absorbs moisture from the filling and becomes irredeemably chewy, regardless of whether you use a microwave, oven, or air fryer. Meanwhile, the chicken breast inside dries out with every extra minute of heat, and the Caesar sauce thickens into salty, unappetizing clumps. The user community has tried every possible reheating method and documented the results for years. The general consensus is that there is no way to get this product close enough to the food court version to justify spending $12.99 for a box of 6. This isn't just a bad product in the traditional sense. It's worse because it ruins a specific food memory that buyers carry with them when they decide to spend the money. For $12.99, you could buy 3 fresh chicken bakes at the food court and still have change left over. That math speaks for itself. Moving past the duds, let's look at the products that have great concepts and beautiful packaging, but prove we were too naive to believe the advertisements. 9. Real Good branded entrees. Real Good sells a concept before they sell food. And the concept is actually quite attractive. You're on a diet, you're craving a burrito or enchilada, and here is a low-carb version that allows you to satisfy your craving without breaking your diet. On paper, it's a neatly solved problem, which is exactly why the product sells. The trouble begins when you open the box and the microwave heat makes everything look a lot more real than the packaging photos. The cheese in Real Good products doesn't taste like any natural cheese you've ever eaten. It's sour and pungent in an artificial way, smelling more like a flavoring additive than real fermented dairy. When heated, that smell intensifies and creates an olfactory reaction that makes many people stop before their first bite. The ground beef or chicken inside is dry and crumbly, lacking the natural cohesion of properly cooked meat. Instead, it has the density of meat that has been over-processed on an industrial production line. The most important thing to say about Real Good isn't that it's bad, but that it's bad in a way that is counterproductive to its target audience. People on keto or low-carb diets aren't dieting because they dislike good food. They are dieting because they want to control their bodies while still having a meal worth eating. When a product fails the second part of that requirement, people just go back to eating small portions of regular food. That is the exact opposite result of what these $14.49 meals promise. There is a simpler reality here. If you are strictly low-carb and need something fast, a can of tuna mixed with an avocado provides more protein, fewer carbs, and no overpowering artificial cheese smell. It costs significantly less, and you won't have to convince yourself to take every bite. 8. BBGO Chicken Cilantro Mini Wontons. 3 pounds of mini wontons for $11.99 looks like a great deal by any standard. At about $4 per pound for pre-cooked meat-filled items, it's a fair price and provides enough food for several meals throughout the week. I really wanted to rank this higher because the concept is flawless. Bite-sized wontons that cook in 2 minutes and can be served as an appetizer or added to a morning soup. This is something many families could use daily if everything worked as planned. However, the reality is a letdown. The ground chicken filling is over-processed, resulting in a smooth, mushy texture similar to pâté rather than real meat. This is an industrial way to optimize costs and shelf life, but it ruins the sensation of biting into actual meat. Furthermore, the amount of cilantro is heavy-handed and sharp, completely overpowering the traditional flavors of ginger and green onion. The fatal flaw, though, is the wrapper. If you drop these into boiling water for even 30 seconds too long, the skins tear apart and the filling falls out, turning your broth into a cloudy mess. This is extremely frustrating because soup is the first preparation method buyers think of when facing a 3-pound bag. To save these, the only way is to deep fry them or pan fry them until the edges are charred. In that case, the crispiness of the wrapper compensates for the mushy filling, and the high heat mellows out the aggressive cilantro smell. When eating them, you absolutely must dip them in a strong soy sauce and chili oil mixture. Clearly, having to put in this much effort to make them edible defeats the core value of a convenience product. At number 7, we have food items that are as chewy as rubber-wrapped flour. One bite is enough to give you a headache. 7. Tyson chicken strips. Before saying anything about Tyson chicken strips, I need to put a number on the table. $4.99. That is the price of a whole rotisserie chicken at the Costco deli. That chicken weighs about 3 pounds. It has moist breast meat, flavorful dark meat, and crispy golden skin. It's roasted fresh daily, and you can shred it to eat immediately or use it for anything you want. Keep that number in mind. Tyson chicken strips exist at Costco mainly due to brand inertia and the power of marketing toward parents who need something fast for their kids after school. That is a real market segment with a real need. But the problem is that Tyson has changed the recipe to cut costs so much that the current product no longer meets the basic expectations of that segment. The meat in today's Tyson strips isn't a whole piece of chicken breast that has been breaded and fried. It's a mixture of ground chicken, fillers, and binders pressed into a shape resembling a chicken strip and then coated. When fried, the breading lacks any significant seasoning, and the meat inside has a rubbery bounce when chewed, that characteristic feeling of protein that has undergone too many industrial steps. Kids notice the difference faster than adults because they eat based on pure sensation rather than habit. Now, back to that $4.99 number. That rotisserie chicken has enough breast meat to shred, mix with barbecue or buffalo sauce, put into a sandwich or wrap, and provide a significantly better meal at 1/3 the cost of this Tyson bag. This isn't an unfair comparison. It's a practical choice available in the same building, about 50 feet away from the freezer section. You might think it tastes great, but you're actually fueling your body with a ticking time bomb. Welcome to the section, great for the taste buds, bad for the body. 6. Kirkland Signature Italian Sausage and Beef Lasagna. There is a version of this lasagna that longtime Costco shoppers still talk about the way people talk about a favorite restaurant that closed down. That version had a creamy bechamel layer, savory Italian sausage, and pasta layers thin enough to absorb the sauce from the inside out. I don't know exactly when the recipe changed, but it clearly did. First-time buyers without that memory won't notice a difference until someone points it out. At $17.99 for 6 pounds, it's about $1.50 per serving for a family of 4 to 6. Nothing in the frozen dinner segment can compete with that purely on economics. The problem isn't the price. It's what happens when you take the tray out of the oven. The cheese separates, creating oily puddles on the surface, and the pasta texture underneath is dense and sticky, suggesting the ratio of fillers has been adjusted. The flavor is still fine, and it will fill you up, but there's nothing memorable about it. If you need to feed a whole family on a Tuesday night without thinking too much, this is still a logical choice at $1.50 a serving. But if you're buying it because you remember the old version, prepare yourself. What you're opening isn't what you're thinking of. A pro tip: bake it 10 minutes longer than the instructions suggest to let more of the fat render out, and serve it with a green salad tossed in vinaigrette to balance the heaviness. It's not a perfect fix, but it significantly improves the experience. This tray-style meal tastes as good as restaurant quality, but just one small piece contains nearly half of your daily salt limit. 5. Motor City Ultimate Meat Detroit-Style Pizza. This contains 960 milligrams of sodium in a 140-gram slice. That is nearly half of the maximum salt intake an adult should have in an entire day. And it comes from a single slice of pizza that you can finish in 3 minutes while watching a game. I'm putting that number first not to tell you to stay away, but so you know what you're eating before you go for that third slice. Because a third slice is almost guaranteed to happen. Motor City is one of the very few frozen products that people describe as genuinely good, rather than better than expected. The thick crust, baked in a square tray, conducts heat evenly from the bottom up, creating a crunchy, fried bottom texture that most other frozen pizzas fail to achieve. The cheese is spread all the way to the edges, melting down and caramelizing into a rich, Frico crust. This isn't accidentally burnt cheese. It's a controlled char that creates its own unique flavor. The meat toppings and pepperoni are so plentiful that every bite has both. The grease from the pepperoni seeping into the crust during baking is why the base here is much more flavorful than standard frozen pizza, despite the thick dough. At $6.90 to $7.66 per pizza, depending on the sale, this is the best at-home pizza experience in the entire frozen segment at this price point. Just remember that 960 milligrams figure and save Motor City for the weekend instead of letting it become your Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday dinner. 4. Crazy Cuisine Mandarin Orange Chicken. 21 grams of sugar in one savory serving. For comparison, a 12-ounce can of Coca-Cola has about 39 grams of sugar, and you know that's a sugary drink. One serving of this orange chicken contains more than half of that in a meal you're categorizing as dinner, not dessert. I'm not sharing this to make you skip it, but so you aren't surprised when you read the label after getting used to eating it twice a week. The reason it's so popular is that Crazy Cuisine is literally delicious. The chicken pieces are large enough and fry up crispy enough to maintain their texture even after being tossed in the sauce. They don't get soggy or limp like most frozen chicken. The sweet and sour orange sauce is addictively tasty, which is exactly why there are 21 grams of sugar in the recipe. It's the fastest and cheapest way to trigger that flavor response at an industrial scale. At $16.69 for a 66-ounce box containing 2 ready-to-eat kits, the cost per family serving is significantly lower than ordering Chinese takeout, and the prep time is only 15 minutes from freezer to table. That is undeniable value for nights when you don't want to cook. The most important tip for this product: only use half of the included sauce packet. Instead, squeeze in some fresh orange juice and sprinkle with green onions to add freshness. This cut about 10 grams of sugar per serving without a major loss in flavor, as the fresh juice compensates with natural sweetness and acidity. The wallet-draining pain ends here. This final group consists of top-tier frozen items with quality comparable to a 5-star restaurant. You cannot miss these. 3. Kirkland Signature Tempura Shrimp. Tempura is one of the most difficult frying techniques in Japanese cuisine. It's not because the ingredients are complex, but because the batter must be mixed at the right temperature and consistency and then fried immediately in oil hot enough to make the shell puff up without soaking up grease. If the batter is mixed too far in advance, gluten develops and the shell becomes dense instead of light and airy. If the oil isn't hot enough, the batter absorbs the oil and becomes greasy. This is why even experienced home cooks get inconsistent results, and that is exactly the problem Kirkland Tempura Shrimp solves for $15.99. The tempura batter on this product is technically perfect: light, airy, and crisp. It's not the thick, heavy coating found on standard fried shrimp. The shrimp inside are large, straight, and properly deveined, maintaining their natural sweetness because the thin batter doesn't over-insulate them, which would cause them to dry out. What I appreciate most is the consistency. Buy it in any state and the quality is the same, something frozen seafood rarely guarantees. Professional chefs have been whispering about this product for a while because it saves the most time-consuming part of the tempura process without sacrificing the final result. For a home cook, it's the same story. You skip the batter mixing, shrimp cleaning, and oil monitoring, yet you still have a perfect plate of tempura in 15 minutes. 2. Donley Farm/Kirkland Coconut Shrimp. Industrial frozen seafood has an inherent problem that most brands solve the same way. Use smaller shrimp, apply a thicker breading to hide any fishy smell, and compensate for the size, and let heavy seasoning do the rest. That's why most frozen coconut shrimp on the market taste like nothing but breading and coconut. Donley Farms doesn't do that, and the difference is obvious from the first bite. The shrimp here are large enough and processed well enough to retain their natural sweetness. The meat is firm and succulent, lacking that second-rate frozen seafood smell. The coconut coating is thin enough to be crispy without overpowering the shrimp, and the coconut flakes are toasted just enough to be fragrant rather than artificially sweet. The most notable thing about this product is that the cooking instructions are actually reliable. Oven baking at the suggested time and temperature yields consistent results without constant monitoring. The air fryer works even better because the coconut crust crisps up evenly on all sides. This is quality you don't expect from a $16.49 box of frozen food, yet it delivers. In a real-world comparison, coconut shrimp at casual to mid-range seafood restaurants usually costs $14 to $18 for an appetizer of 8 to 10 shrimp. This box gives you significantly more for $16.49. And the quality is equal by any metric I can check. The quality matches a high-end cafe menu, but the price is only a fraction. This is the freezer champion you must buy immediately. 1. La Boulangerie Ham and Swiss Pockets. I didn't start this list thinking a pocket sandwich would be number 1. The tempura and coconut shrimp are excellent in their categories, but La Boulangerie does something that no other product on this 12-item list does. It completely erases the psychological barrier between frozen food and a fresh, oven-baked pastry from a bakery. The pastry shell is truly flaky. When you break it in half, the thin layers pull apart, with a buttery aroma rising between them, just like a fresh croissant from a manual oven. Achieving this texture in a frozen product requires a very precise lamination and freezing process. Any small error makes the layers stick together, losing that flakiness after reheating. The filling consists of real pieces of sliced ham, not industrial pressed meat, combined with Swiss cheese that melts into a creamy consistency without leaking out of the pastry during baking. The ratio of crust to filling is perfectly calculated so that every bite has both in equal measure. This sounds simple, but most frozen pockets fail because the filling pools in the center while the ends are just dry dough. At $13.49 for the box, the cost per pastry is 4 times lower than a similar item at a Starbucks or a local cafe. If you use an air fryer, the prep time is exactly how long it takes you to brush your teeth in the morning. Costco doesn't sell bad frozen food because they don't care. They sell bad items because the market buys them. When you know which ones are worth the money and which ones are just convenience traps, you are voting with your wallet for the kind of products you want to see more of on the shelves.
Costco is changing how they curate new products this year. And what I found this week is the best evidence of that. From food you never thought you'd see here to items that solve the exact problems many are facing this summer. You'd be awesome if you liked this video. 1. Haagen-Dazs Dubai Chocolate Mini Ice Cream Bars. At less than 80 cents per bar, these Haagen-Dazs treats feature a rich pistachio cream center, coated in premium milk chocolate mixed with crunchy Cetaphil pastry strands. In the outside market, similar artisanal Dubai chocolate bars are going for $8 to $10 a piece. This limited edition is exclusive to Costco, and the freezer cases are emptying out every afternoon at most warehouses. 2. Twice-baked pistachio croissants. French bakeries sell this same type of pastry for $6 to $7 each. Here, it's $1.60 a piece for twice-baked croissants with a golden, crispy exterior and a heart filled with vibrant green pistachio cream. Straight talk caveat. Costco bakery items have no preservatives. Buy them to eat within 2 days or freeze them immediately. Costco just stocked this item that looks 100% like the real thing, but the inside is a total shock. 3. Frosty fruit-shaped ice cream. Erewhon and H-Mart sell similar artisanal ice cream lines for double the price or more. Costco has brought these in for under $2 per fruit for smooth gelato made from pure mango and peach juice, wrapped in a shell that mimics the texture of real fruit so closely that buyers often take photos before biting in. Colors are derived from natural plants with no artificial dyes. 4. Kirkland's Signature Raspberry-Filled Cookies. The Reddit r/Costco community rarely agrees on anything, but when they called these the best cookies in Kirkland's signature history right at launch, it was worth noting. These are large butter cookies with a center overflowing with red raspberry jam, balancing the richness of the butter with the tartness of the fruit. They aren't cloyingly sweet like many other boxed cookies. $10.99 for 15 cookies comes out to 73 cents each for this quality of butter cookie. 5. Samlip Strawberry Full Moon Chiffon Cakes. Samlip is South Korea's oldest and largest bakery brand, not some K-food startup chasing a trend. Bringing their products to Costco this year is a long-term strategic move, not a seasonal fluke. The chiffon base is as light as air with a sweet and tart strawberry cream filling, and each cake is individually wrapped to maintain freshness for every serving. $12.49 for a 12-pack, which is less than $1.05 per cake. 6. Kirkland Signature Blueberry Sourdough Bread. This isn't sourdough with artificial blueberry flavoring. This is genuine, naturally leavened bread with dried blueberries mixed into the dough, featuring a crusty exterior and a chewy crumb with that signature sourdough tang, plus a burst of berry sweetness in every bite. Bread enthusiasts are sharing the 2 most popular recipes: morning French toast and grilled cheese sandwiches with melted brie. It's sold out before 12 p.m. at most bakery counters on most days. Want to impress everyone at the dinner party tonight? Stop by Costco and grab this superstar item. 7. The Cheesecake Factory Grand Cheesecake Assortment. A single slice at an actual The Cheesecake Factory restaurant goes from $9 to $11, not including tip or parking. Here, it's $1.58 a slice for the brand's 4 most legendary flavors in one box: key lime, white chocolate raspberry, banana cream, and traditional topped with strawberries. There are 3 pre-cut slices of each flavor. This isn't a lower quality mass-produced version. This is the brand's proprietary cream cheese recipe. 8. Kirkland's Signature Shrimp Ceviche Salad. I want to be upfront about one point before you decide. There is an ongoing online debate about whether this is authentic ceviche. The reality is no, not entirely. This is an Americanized version using cooked shrimp instead of the traditional raw shrimp marinated in citrus. However, sales at the deli counter prove it's delicious in its own way. Plump shrimp, red onions, bell peppers, cilantro, and lime juice. Serve it with tortilla chips or as a summer appetizer. $11.99 per pound is a fair price for this quality. 9. Sandwich Party Platter. At $2.50 per serving, this is a hearty portion of high-quality meat and cheese that feeds 10 to 15 people, complete with a proprietary garlic aioli and pickles. It features roasted chicken, salami, roast beef, Swiss cheese, and cheddar cheese layered on mini baguettes. This platter solves a host's biggest fear when hosting a large group, preparing food for guests with different tastes in the shortest amount of time. Pre-order at the deli counter to guarantee availability. 10. Tim Tam Chocolate Biscuits, Bulk Pack. Fox Business recently reported on widespread Tim Tam sellouts at Costco, and it's not just because they're delicious. The Tim Tam Slam Challenge, biting off both ends of the biscuit and using it as a straw for hot coffee, has gone viral via Hollywood stars on TikTok, sparking a real shopping wave. Previously, these were only available at import stores for triple the price. Costco offers them at $13.99 for 66 biscuits, or 21 cents each. It features 2 layers of malted biscuit held together by chocolate cream and smothered in a glossy milk chocolate coating. Get restaurant-quality Japanese ramen in 5 minutes thanks to this Costco secret. 11. Kirkland's Signature Tonkotsu Pork Ramen Broth. Properly simmering pork bones to achieve a thick, creamy, milk-colored broth with the aroma of roasted garlic and natural umami takes 12 to 24 hours. Costco is selling the result of that process in a box. $18.99 for 4 cartons, enough to make 4 bowls of authentic Japanese-style ramen in just 5 minutes. The user community rates this broth as significantly better than standard bouillon powders because it is actually simmered from bones. Boil it, add noodles, a soft-boiled egg, and a few slices of chashu, and dinner is served. 12. Kirkland's Signature Atlantic Blackened Salmon. Each Atlantic salmon fillet is naturally raised, ASC certified sustainable, and pre-seasoned with a blackened-style blend of black pepper, garlic, paprika, and sea salt. Pop it straight into the air fryer for 12 minutes from frozen, no thawing or extra seasoning required. At $29.99 for 6 fillets, that's $5 per high-protein, omega-3 rich meal, compared to fresh salmon at the seafood counter, which goes for $12 to $15 per unseasoned fillet. 13. Three Bridges Uncured Bacon and Cheese Potato Bakes. Sporked recently ranked this as the most sought-after lazy day breakfast lifesaver at Costco, and I see why. Sliced potatoes are drenched in a rich cheddar cheese cream sauce and topped with crispy nitrite-free uncured bacon. A few minutes in the microwave and the cheese is bubbling and fragrant. The $11.49 double tray pack covers 2 breakfasts or serves as a side dish for the whole dinner table. 14. BBQ Chicken Mac and Cheese with Bacon. This is an upgraded version of Costco's legendary mac and cheese, featuring shredded rotisserie chicken breast tossed in a smoky sweet BBQ sauce and topped with crispy bacon bits. The nearly 4.4-pound tray is enough to feed 4 to 5 people at $4.49 per pound, a price point that's hard to beat compared to any casual dining chain. It's the perfect grab-and-go item for a potluck or an addition to a backyard BBQ. Snack addicts are obsessing over this sweet and spicy treat. One bite and you're hooked. 15. Country Archer Mango Habanero Beef Jerky. Made with 100% grass-fed beef, real mango concentrate, and habanero peppers on a tender beef base that isn't tough or stringy like cheap jerky. The mango sweetness hits first, then the habanero follows, and it's a real kick, not just for show. With 9 grams of protein per serving, no MSG, and no artificial sweeteners, the $22.49 per pound price tag might sound high, but this is a Costco exclusive from Country Archer. This same grass-fed quality on the brand's website goes for $28 to $32 per pound. 16. Kirkland's Signature Snacking Nuts Variety Pack. The problem with large jars of nuts is that you open them and can't control your portions, and the nuts go stale from air exposure. This 30-pack box solves both issues: 10 packs of roasted salted peanuts, 10 packs of almonds, and 10 packs of cashews. Each pack is a single serving that stays crunchy until the very last bag. At $21.99, it breaks down to less than 75 cents per pack for Kirkland quality cashews and almonds. 17. Kirkland Signature Sparkling Energy Drink, featuring 200 milligrams of caffeine extracted from organic green tea, vitamin B12, zero sugar, non-GMO, and no artificial colors. A 24-can case with 3 flavors, orange, peach, and berry, is $24.99, or $1.04 per can. Compare that to famous name brand cans going for $2.50 to $3.50 at convenience stores with much longer ingredient lists, and you can decide which is the better value. Kirkland doesn't hype this. They just made it cleaner and cheaper. 18. Unwell Hydration Strawberry. Alex Cooper, host of Call Her Daddy, co-founded this brand, which is why a shopping wave hit Southeast states as soon as it landed on Costco shelves. I'll be straight. If you're buying it because you love her podcast, that's your reason, and that's perfectly fine. If you're buying for the ingredients, the sea salt electrolytes, vitamins B3, B6, B12, and natural strawberry extract, make it a solid value at $19.99 for 15 bottles. This hydration pack is trending at Costco because it comes with 3 irresistible flavors. 19. Cocoa 5 Coconut Water Multi-Pack. 100% pure coconut water, pre-mixed in 3 flavors: tropical pineapple, original coconut, and refreshing grape, 6 bottles of each. Natural potassium and electrolytes help prevent muscle cramps during exercise in the sun, with no added artificial sweeteners. $18.99 for 18 bottles, or $1.05 per bottle, while comparable bottled coconut water at Whole Foods costs $2.50 to $3. Personal trainers are promoting this line because the potassium in real coconut water cannot be replaced by supplements. 20. Yerba Madre Organic Yerba Variety Pack. 150 milligrams of caffeine from organic yerba mate tea with higher antioxidant levels than green tea and no added sugar. The 12-can case features berry lemon, Easter peach, and mango bravo for $28.99, or $2.42 per can. The Silicon Valley tech crowd is using this as a coffee alternative because it provides a steady energy boost without the sugar crash or jitters. Straight talk caveat. At $28.99 for 12 cans, this is the highest priced beverage in this list. It's only worth it if you truly need high-function caffeine. 21. Quicksilver Box Cooler. The California Surf brand doesn't often make coolers, but when they do, the design is the first thing people notice. It features a tropical print, dual carry handles, plus a shoulder strap, a built-in bottle opener, and PU insulation that keeps ice for 24 hours. It holds 20 cans within its 12-liter capacity. It's compact enough to carry to the beach with one hand, unlike traditional plastic ice chests. In coastal states, these sell out early in the summer because people buy them for both the aesthetic photos and actual use. 22. Outen Nano Portable Espresso Machine Travel Kit. Powered by a lithium battery with USB-C charging, this machine boils cold water and uses 20 bars of pressure to produce a thick crema, just like a desktop machine. It works with both Nespresso pods and ground coffee. It takes 3 to 5 minutes from the press of a button to having a real espresso in the middle of the woods or on a mountain peak without needing an outlet. I'll be blunt. At $129.99, this is a luxury item, not a deal. Buy it because you truly need espresso while camping or on business trips in hotels without good machines, not just because it sounds cool. The next product is a lifesaver for those who want a balcony garden but fear the back pain. 23. Keter Rolling Raised Garden Bed. Most people give up on home gardening for one practical reason. They forget to water. Keter solves this with a sub-irrigation system, including a water level indicator and a drainage plug to prevent waterlogging during heavy rain. Roots stay perfectly hydrated for a week without you having to think about it. It has a 29-gallon capacity, 4 locking wheels for mobility across a balcony or patio, and a height that lets you tend to plants without bending over. It's made of high-grade PP plastic that won't fade in intense sun. $109.99 for low-maintenance urban gardening. 24. Peugeot Grill to Table Ceramic Pizza Stone. France's Peugeot Savirs is famous for 150-year-old pepper mills, not cookware. However, the heat-resistant cordierite clay they use for this stone can withstand 750 degrees Fahrenheit. It can be used in the oven or directly on a charcoal grill. and the ceramic glaze is non-stick and dishwasher safe. The stone pulls moisture out of the dough while baking, producing a crispy, airy crust like a professional Italian brick oven. Culinary groups give it top marks because it doesn't crack like cheaper stones after a few uses. $64.99 for a premium glazed stone from a French brand is a reasonable price. 25. Henkel's BBQ Trays and Skewers Set. Henkel's has been making German cutlery for over a century, and they've brought that same 304 stainless steel standard to this BBQ set. 6 skewers, 1 vegetable grilling basket, and 1 fish tray. The most valuable feature is the sliding slider on each skewer. A light push slides all the meat onto the plate without you having to pull it off by hand. The mesh on the basket and tray is small enough to grill shrimp or fish fillets without them falling into the coals. These are being hunted as Father's Day gifts this month. $38.99 for a Henkel's stainless steel set that lasts all summer without rust. 26. Tommy Bahama High Boy Beach Chair. A 17.5-inch seat height is the number that anyone with knee or joint issues needs to hear first. Standard beach chairs sit low in the sand, making it difficult to stand up without losing balance, especially on uneven ground. The High Boy solves exactly that. It features 7 reclining positions, an integrated headrest, cup holders, and a rust-proof aluminum frame. $54.99 for a chair that allows those 55-plus to stand up at the beach without assistance. The next product has a built-in cooler bag and can be worn like a